This is Insight Radio, and my name is Shofu Babalola, and you are now listening to your number one online radio station. The light you need on Insight Radio.
I would implore us to please give them a resounding applause as we recognize them. So I'll start by calling our timekeeper for this round, and she will stand up and wave. Put your hands together for Adebola Afonja. Wait. What is this one?
Please.
What?
Please, that's rich people style. Rich.
I'm wondering. Wait, what is this?
My humble self.
Okay, next.
Okay, next is Peter Cole Orele. OPC. I'm sorry.
You just said it with vengeance. Put your hands together for him. Please put your hands together.
Please put your hands together for him.
Next, I'll be calling on a very special individual. Now, if you have been in UI for a long time, you would know this person I'm about to call. Put your hands together for none other than the one and only Victor Ebere Jonathan, VJ. And finally, the chief judge for this event, ladies and gentlemen, a man of high standing in society, a man of timber and caliber, the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. Put your hands together. You'll be putting it together. As I especially recognize our chief judge for this round, put your hands together for a distinguished man in society. Sir, the one, the only, Dr. David Adeoye.
23, 24, yeah, the
By the way, it's important to note that while most of us are here and we are enjoying Jawwar, our chief judge, Dr. David, is one of the founding fathers of Jawwar. Put your hands together. And it is safe to know that Jawwar that started as a debate within the University of Ibadan 2 years ago already became a debate between universities in Nigeria, as we had other universities come for Jawwar. So it is safe to say that Jawwar is in safe hands. Please put your hands together for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we start calling the speakers, I'd like to announce that Aim to Get, one of our amazing sponsors, if you have Aim to Get app here, just wave. I have downloaded this wave. Since day one, we have been giving out 2,000 naira vouchers randomly. And Aim to Get has something very important for us. So for those of you who have already downloaded and registered Aim to Get, we are giving you more cash prizes. We are giving you more cash prizes today. First, you have to upgrade your Aim to Get account. So if you are using the basic Aim to Get account, upgrade it so you can be eligible to win today. Then refer people using your username or your referral code, and you will win just outside there at the Aim to Get raffle stand. Now to the very important question: are we ready for debate this evening? If you are ready for your faculty to beat the living daylight out of your opponent, make some noise! I like that. It seems you guys are here for violence, and I'm here for it. Now, before we start, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to crave your indulgence as we'll be welcoming to this side of the hall the chief judge for today's event, as he'll be giving us the modalities for the debate. So that, not that when Jawwar ends, you start saying, my faculty is supposed to win, my faculty is supposed to win. If you did not win, you did not win. There's no rerun, there's no re-election. There's no Kano vote coming from anywhere. If you don't win, you don't win. So you either go out or go home. Some faculties are already at home, so, I mean, it's not hard again. Put your hands together as I make welcome the Chief Judge, Dr. David Adeoye.
All right, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Seriously, it's a decade ago that I judged like this when Jawwar started. I judged, and then because being organizers, one of the organizers of the event, I had to retire from judging and then join the organizing crew. So, and then beside that, as at that very time, it was obvious that I'm a kind of like a father for Teda Olel and D to an extent. So for that very reason, I had to, for transparency's sake, which we always say, talk about, I had to step aside. So for 9 good years, Jawwar was ongoing and I never judged for once because I have to be man of my words and I have to ensure that the competition continue. So rejoice with me that I'm able to come back. Thank you. Thank you. I know that everything was done to ensure that I didn't judge today, but I'm here. All right. Yeah, for all it takes, for the speakers, I want to appreciate you for your courage. As I always tell people, please listen, please. For every 5 minutes speech, you spend at least 18 hours. Please, we have studied it to that very point. For every person you see here come up to speak for 5 minutes, that's accurately about 500 words, because every 100 words go for a minute. Yeah. So 500 words. For that person to gather those 500 accurate words, it will take him or her about 18 hours. For 3 minutes speech, that will be about 300 words. That person have to internalize. For you to gather those 300 words, it will take you average of about 15 hours. It's not because it's 500 to 300 that the hours will reduce. No. So please, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We know what that means. And then we will not expect us as judges that will sit down there and now wait 18 hours, precious 18 hours of a young person. It's not going to happen. We will not do that on whatsoever the case may be. So be rest assured. Rest assured that you will get a transparent result for your action, for your efforts in this competition. I want to appreciate my co-judges, Onele Peter Cole and Victor Ebere Jonathan. Thank you so much for coming along to do this. I also want to appreciate the lady that had to do everything to ensure that I'm here. Olusoji Victoria Busayo. She's president or president for Rotarians 9125 district in Nigeria. Thank you so much. All right, for the speakers, please, the first rule is that calm down. We are together with you. We are not here to hurt you. We are not here to judge you as it is. We are here to support you, just to spot out where you should improve next time. You can never stop being, improving yourself. That's basically why we are here. All right? In every competition, there should definitely be a winner. That's the reason there will be winners that will be announced for the judgment to continue. So please relax. That's the first standard. All right? Of course, we all know that appearance go for 5 marks, delivery 20 marks, content and fact 30 marks, persuasiveness 10 marks. I could hear, persuasiveness is 10 marks. Sir, bants, no marks, sir. All right. Let me just be sincere with us, audience. Please. I understand your audience. I know. All right, bants 0.000001 mark. All right, logics 10 mark. Reputation 10 mark. Time management 5 mark, just as in your dress. So you can actually cancel out your appearance with your lack of time management, and you can reinforce it with time management. Structure and organization 10 mark. So an individual will have 100 mark that way. But then there's room for rebuttal in this round. I know that the first round do not take cognizance of that. So there will be rebuttal. Then one of the speakers will be taking rebuttal, and that go for 5 marks by standard. 5 marks. And they are going to be spending 1 minute. Do we get that? So, distinguished audience, this is where you come in, dear audience. This is where you come in. You see this persuasiveness. Hello? You see this persuasiveness. We sincerely speaking don't judge the speaker at that very time. We listen to the audience. So the speaker might have the 10 mark, might not have more than 50% of the 10 mark. It depends on how you feel. And the truth of the matter is, this almost 1,000 cannot lie. That's where we judge persuasiveness from. So for those who feel that the audience responded to their speeches very well, all that you can get from that very persuasiveness is just 10 mark. So don't use it to judge the entire 100 mark. Please and please. No matter how audience responded to your speech, it's just within the scope of 10 mark. Please, let's know that. Thank you so much.
Take a round of applause for him as he goes to sit down. Thank you very much, Dr. David Adoye, for putting us through the modalities. Well, before we get into the debate proper, I would like the timekeeper to also put us through the modalities of time. Please pay attention as the speakers need to hear this part too. Thank you.
So here are the modalities. Every first speaker has 5 minutes, and I'll be ringing the bell once you've spent 4 minutes. And then the last bell will go when you are done, when you have 5 minutes left. Then for the second speaker, you have 3 minutes. I'll ring the bell once it's 2 minutes, and the last bell goes when your 3 minutes is over. Should I come again? Rebuttal is 1 minute.
So what our timekeepers said, anyway, my ear won't blow. So what the timekeeper said is the first round, the first speaker has 5 minutes to speak. The second speaker has 3 minutes to speak, and there's a rebuttal round of 1 minute. When it is 4 minutes, the bell, 5 minutes, the bell, 2 minutes, the bell, 3 minutes, the bell. So ladies and gentlemen, let's start the first round of debate. So for rebuttal, there's just one bang, 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 bang. Okay. Okay, so just 1 minute. So don't expect any bell to remind you. Just speak your truth.
All right, now let's get into the debate proper.
Let's get into the debate proper, ladies and gentlemen.
The first round will be between Faculty of Arts and Faculty of Arts and Basic Medical Sciences.
Faculty of Art and Basic Medical Sciences. With the topic,
is austerity a valid economic policy for reducing national debt?
Is austerity a valid economic policy for reducing national debt? Now, before you guys start shouting when you hear punchline, you need to know what you talk. Who knows the meaning of austerity here? Let's start from there. Who knows arts? Faculty of Arts. Faculty of Basic. You know the meaning of austerity here, and you want to win $100 cash. Raise up your hand. Okay.
ChatGPT, really? ChatGPT, really? Faculty of Arts.
Wow.
All right. The first speaker for this round is from the Faculty of Arts, and they are speaking for. Please make welcome Olaide Bolaji Daniel.
Wash my after when you pin on my clip. Yeah, it's so sweet affection share. mother. Who sat and watch my if there when sleeping on my cradle bed. And tears us with affection shared with my mother.
Audience, when you debate basic medical sciences on a complex topic as this, it is only natural for some technical terms to confuse them. So let's break it down. It is said that in a matter of 2 or 3 witnesses, the truth shall be established. But today, to fully establish the truth of this matter, I shall be calling 4 witnesses to prove that austerity is a valid economic policy in reducing national debt. But I want you to pay close attention, because before the end of this debate, even God will be my witness. Let's start with the basics. According to the Economic Times, austerity is a condition in which the government of a country adopts serious policies to bring down the impact of an economic or debt crisis. To break it down, as a student, when you spend 80% of your allowance at the beginning of the month and you decide to cut back on spending by eating less expensive food or trekking to class, that is an austerity measure. Now, in the context of today's debate, my opponents have come to do just one thing: to use words like difficult, harsh, and severe to qualify austerity. No problem. We agree that it is all these things, but that's not the basis of today's debate. What we are here to argue is its validity, because after all, something can be strict, yet very valid. The Collins Dictionary defines valid as a thing that is important or serious enough to make it worth doing. And it is at this point that I begin to call my witnesses. The first witness, necessity. What is so serious enough to require harsh economic policies? National debt. It occurs when the government spends way more than they have. At this point, it becomes only necessary to turn to austerity measures. According to the CIA World Facts book published on September 29, 2021, during the European debt crisis, countries like Greece, Spain, and France embarked on austerity measures, which successfully reduced their debt. Think of it as this: as a student, when you haven't read a course until the night before the exam, it is only sensible to do TDB so as not to fail the course. Now, you may not be able to cover all the topics in one night, but you'll definitely be able to answer some questions in the exam. In this case, TDB becomes an austerity measure to ensure your success in the exam. In the same vein, if governments of countries followed adequate fiscal policies, then they will never need austerity. It is not a magic tool, but at that point, it is necessary, it is useful, and it works. Therefore, it is valid. Now, I allow my opponents to call their own witness, anti-austerity. He claims austerity is self-defeating, that it reduces economic growth and that it leads to unemployment. However, these are just short-sighted arguments. Italian economist Carlo Favero stated in his book, Austerity, When It Works and When It Doesn't, that there are 2 major measures of austerity: spending cuts and tax increases. Now, the dynamics of a country's economy might support one and reject the other. In cases where a country already has high taxes and then it goes on to implement tax increases as an austerity measure, then it might become counterproductive. This implies that it is not the measure itself that does not work. The dynamics of the country's economy does not just support it, and so they need to switch to another measure, because after all, austerity measures are flexible and can be adjusted over time based on the dynamics of a country's economy. So when my opponents come here listing countries where austerity did not work, we can as well list countries where it has worked effectively. 2 can play at that game. Besides, let me take you back to the TDB example I mentioned. There are some students that go for the sake of watching movies, and for others, well, let's just say kissing each other is not the only thing they do. I leave the rest to your imagination. My point, we can't compare their results to those that actually worked overnight. In the same vein, most countries only adopt austerity at the breaking point. However, this does not mean that it is not valid. To the third witness, sustainability. The concept of austerity revolves around sustaining the future of a country's economy in such a way that the current measures it imposes create tangible results in balancing out the deficit that causes the national debt. It is only normal that citizens do not possess the purchasing power they used to at that period of time. It's simple logic. You don't spend more money when you are in debt. I feel this should be basic enough, even for basic medical sciences. To the last witness, the audience. At this point, I ask, if not austerity, then what? My opponent's stance is that we allow a country grow out huge public debt. However, there are situations when exceptionally large amount of government debt cannot simply be reduced with economic growth. According to the Economic Times, without austerity, the interest on government debt spike, which makes it even more expensive to finance. It's like saying a woman who has tried but can't give birth naturally should not be allowed surgery because it is dangerous. I get it. It may not be the preferred option. It may even put the mother in pain for a few days. But one thing we cannot debate is that it is effective and the result is obtained. I don't even need to tell you what will happen if that woman continues to labor without surgery. In the same vein, austerity is a surgery for the economy of nations with debt. It may not be appealing, but once it is done right, right, it is effective, and the result is obtained. In conclusion, I have called my witnesses, so you all are witnesses to the witnesses I brought out as a witness. The judges are my witness, and in the course of this debate, even God is my witness.
I see there are a lot of witnesses in the house. All right. I can see there are a lot of witnesses in the house. But I mean, I can see you. All right, over to Faculty of Basic Medical Science that is speaking against the motion, which they already called a witness. I would like to call the first speaker, Amosa Abigail. A round of applause as she comes up. Ladies and gentlemen, Amaka, a perfume oil vendor, decided to cut her business capital by half as a New Year resolution in order to save more money and pay off her debt. In January, Amaka saved a good amount of money because she still had goods in December. Now it is February. Amaka's business still seems to be thriving. However, according to the Reserve Bank of Australia, all things being equal, soon our business output will dwindle due to reduced input. Simply put, Amaka will soon disappoint. Dear audience, whether it be Amaka's business or a country's economy, reduced output equals reduced savings, and reduced savings equals reduced ability to pay debt. Investopedia defines the term austerity as measures put in place by the government in order to cover large public debt. Simply put, austerity measures are put in place when public debt are too large to repay. According to the same source, there are 3 types of austerity measures. 1, increase taxes to fund government spending. 2, reduce government spending. And 3, an implementation of both measures. Today's argument is one that can be resolved with the application of logic and common sense. However, my opponents from the Faculty of Art seem to only see in color. So allow me to paint a clear picture and shed light on the gray areas that they have refused to see. 1, increase taxes to fund government spending. According to an article titled The Effect of Austerity, published by the American Economic Association in 2019, tax-based austerity measures can lead to long and lasting recessions, which takes a country a long time to recover from. Also, the Tax Policy Center highlighted in 2020 that high marginal tax rates discourage savings, work, investments, and innovations. Dear audience, forget the fancy way that my opponent are trying to articulate it. All that they are saying is that after spending so much years studying the 156 and 419 shege in the university, you will eventually graduate only to work so hard to pay off national debt that have been in existence before you were born. Haba! Even God said that he will not bring the sins of the father upon the children. This is without factoring in corruption, which according to the World Economic Forum in 2019 cost developing countries up to $1.26 trillion every year, which reduce revenue coming in. Like Amaka, even the government will soon disappoint. 2, reduce government spending. Taking Greece as case study, between 2010 and 2018, they implemented austerity measures together with the International Monetary Fund in order to get through a debt crisis. These policies include cuts in public sector salaries and a reduction in pension reforms. According to an article titled The True Cost of Austerity by
Oxfam International in September 2013. The result of this was that in less than 3 years, Greece had the greatest unemployment rate in the European Union. But that was not all. The suicide rate also greatly increased by a margin of about 100 people in 1 year, followed by an increase in the number of homeless and marginalized people who could not afford health care. Thanks to my opponent, the government will have two options: either to care less and watch the people suffer as austerity measures continue, or to borrow more to mitigate the damages. Dear audience, I understand that my opponent fled to art class because they feared mathematics. However, we expect better of their English, because whether you borrow to spend now or you face the consequences first, then borrow to spend after, the dictionary still calls it borrowing. 3. An implementation of both measures. My friends from the Faculty of Art, even in music, harmony is only derived when two right-standing melodies align, and when they don't, the result is noise, and so is this proposition. My opponents will argue that austerity is a valid economic policy to stimulate the economy if it is implemented gradually, and therefore cite even examples where it has worked. However, I put it to you that this is not always true, as Investopedia clearly affirms that different countries have different economic realities. According to Britannica, the word valid means fair or reasonable. Therefore, if it works for the goose but doesn't work for the gander, or if it works for the United States but doesn't work for Uganda, it is not a valid tool to bring down national debt. Dear judges, my opponents will have us believe that austerity is a valid economic policy. However, according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, one of the characteristics of an effective national policy is one that can address the challenges of the economic growth and the challenges of the masses. But this is not always true for austerity, as Al Jazeera reported on the 24th of January 2024 that Argentinians resorted to the streets to protest the new austerity measures, and even unions have begun strike to fight these tough policies. Dear audience, imagine that it is exam season, and because UI is owing IBEDC a large debt, they suggest that they cut power supply in all halls of residence in order to reduce the debt. This can be likened to my opponent's argument. Ladies and gentlemen, today they will try to sway you with semantics, but being not deceived, austerity is not just an invalid measure for reducing national debt. In many cases, it is also a recipe for disaster. From the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, I am Amusa.
I can see that Faculty of Arts and Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences did not come here to play. While retaining the heat up on stage, let's make welcome Oshosoya Yetunde Oreoluwa, the second speaker for Faculty of Arts.
Focused, I'm feeling so lost. The more that I go lost, cause you see me past the love. Show me a true color, that's my color. The more that I go lost, cause you see me past the love. My yellow perspective, my
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a communication student. Of course, I understand the principle of semantics. So join me as I assess the scripts before me. Audience, script 1. Austerity measures can be used at any time. Please take note of the keyword, anytime. But most governments delay in implementing austerity because it is politically unpopular and might affect their chances of being re-elected. As a result, austerity is usually implemented during times of economic crisis when it's easier for government to justify its use. Audience, this bad timing and political hanky-panky is one of the reasons for its failures in countries like Argentina, Russia, and Turkey. But opponents may have come here with their faulty logic to list countries where austerity failed, forgetting about Switzerland, Estonia, Latvia, and Canada that successfully implemented austerity to reduce national debt. So, tell them to perish their faulty assumption because that's the only cure for their headache today. Script 2. My opponents may argue that austerity is only used by government to maintain credibility in the eyes of their lenders and not because it actually works. But this is just like saying the only reason basic medical sciences is here is to represent their faculty with no expectations of winning. Whether that is true or not depends on them. In the same vein, governments of nations use austerity with an expectation of certainty because it is a method that has been proven to be effective. Besides, there is nothing wrong with maintaining creditor confidence. Even developed nations run on loans. It only becomes worse when they can't seem to pay back and do nothing about it. Then, at this point, austerity comes to the rescue. Script 3. My opponents argue that austerity is too harsh to become effective. However, austerity preaches moderation. For context, let's consider our beloved nation, Nigeria. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's national debt stands at 87.3 billion naira as of 2023. With this, there is a great possibility of hardship in the near future. However, even without austerity, Nigerians currently face hardship. So, how does austerity become valid here? Let's find out in script 4. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala provided the answer in 2014, as reported by Ima Uja in a Vanguard News article published on November 17, 2014, titled FG Introduces Austerity Measures. During her tenure as the Minister for Finance, austerity was adopted to scale down the crude oil benchmark for the 2015 budget. Foreign travels were reduced, and taxes were imposed on luxury goods such as private jets. To cushion this effect, Nigeria strengthened sectors such as agriculture and infrastructure to boost economic growth. The goal was not to impoverish the masses, but to ensure prudence, and of course, it worked. In conclusion, when I started this speech, I told you that I will assess my opponent's scripts. So, here is the assessment score. Dear audience, please solve the sum. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 equals... Alright, Faculty of the Basic Medical Science, are you ready to have your second speaker? Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, are you ready to have your second speaker? With a resounding applause, let's make welcome Kareem Abdullah.
Ladies and gentlemen, austerity is not the key to economic prosperity or economic stability. My opponents have become blinded on their road to ICC. They might have come from the humanities, but we must question their humanity as they do not care about us or even themselves. I see potholes on their way, and in today's debate, I shall expose them for the world to see. Pothole 1, economic contraction. According to Investopedia, this is when the economic output declines. During this phase, there is a reduction in the production of goods and services, and also consumer spending. Economic contraction. According to Investopedia, this is when there is a decline in the economic output. Pothole 1, economic contraction. According to Investopedia, this is when there is a decline in the economic output. Pothole 1, economic contraction. According to Investopedia, this is when the economic output declines. During this phase, there is a decrease in the production of goods and services as well as consumer spending. According to a paper by Benjamin Bond titled "Does Austerity Pay Off?", it was revealed that austerity impacts economic activities adversely as it fails to bring about a reduction in yield spread. Simply put, in a response to a shrinking budget, President Tinubu decides to implement austerity measures to cope with the financial strain and funding for essential services like road maintenance, public safety, and education. What will result is that potholes will go unfilled, police patrol will decrease, and schools will struggle to provide adequate resources for students. Intellectual audience. Pothole 3, massive unemployment and poverty. My opponents may argue that cutting the budget will help to improve the economy. However, according to statistics, in an attempt to trim their budget, a youth unemployment of almost 65% in 2011. The same is at the highest of people at the edge of poverty, and by 2012, more than 1 in 3 gigs were below the poverty line. Audience, a policy that promotes massive unemployment and poverty is invalid. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, if the government followed adequate fiscal policies most of the time, we would really need austerity. The fact is that austerity measures are required because of the past policy mistakes. Ladies and gentlemen, austerity is a vicious cycle because in bad economic times, people cannot get a job because businesses are not hiring, and businesses are hiring because they are not spending. My opponent's suggestion add insult into injury by suggesting that the government spend less, hire less, and even what? Take money from the pocket of people who are already struggling. My opponent from the faculty, your argument begins a vicious cycle, and therefore they are invalid. Thank you.
Make some noise for that last speaker. Wow, that was amazing. My God, I was filled with so much inspiration. Wow. Can I have everyone's attention? A very important information, please. Can I have everyone's attention? Thank you so much. Now, as is the norms of Jawwar, please, let's have everyone's attention, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As is the norms of Jawwar, whenever we have our speaker on here, mind you, these speakers are still human beings like you. So, as they speak, please, when they say stuff that are interesting, stuff that hit you, stuff that you hit, just snap
your fingers
so that you don't ruin their train of thought. Please and please, let's not ruin the train of thought of our speakers. Now we are going to have the rebuttal round, but before we do this, before we have our rebuttal, can we have everyone's attention? A miracle can happen, so just listen. Can we have everyone's attention? Now I would like to specially recognize all our vendors. So if you are here, we have amazing vendors outside. We have Oriko's Kilishi outside. We have amazing Zobo outside. We have beads, jewelries outside. So please try and patronize all our vendors. I will be announcing some winners for Aim to Get. So if you have not downloaded Aim to Get, now is the time to download Aim to Get. Now is the time to download Aim to Get. Upgrade your account to the second level and you get to win. Now we are going to do the rebuttal round. Now we are going to do the rebuttal round, and as you know, the rebuttal round is for 1 minute. Art, Faculty of Arts. Who is doing your rebuttal? Okay, good. The rebuttal round is for 1 minute, and they will be speaking on what, rebutting basically the points of their opponents. So now, with a resounding applause, let us make welcome for the first rebuttal of the evening, a very amiable speaker from the Faculty of Arts. Make some noise for one of your own, Olaide Bolaji Daniel.
All right. The first speaker established that austerity is invalid because its measures are too severe. Now, that would have been a feasible argument if today's debate is about austerity alone and not how valid it is in reducing national debt. The topic implies that despite its approach, is austerity valid in reducing national debt? And that we are proven. 2, the second speaker mentioned economic contraction and that it has a negative long-term effect on the economy. Well, if they did their research well, they'll know that austerity is flexible and can be combined with expansionary monetary policy to counter any negative long-term effect on the economy. 3, the first speaker argued that it can increase unemployment and poverty. They even mentioned an Amaka. It should be known that austerity measures are progressive and can protect low-income earning groups. 4, the first speaker mentioned that it's people that eventually pay the national debt. I don't see how this is an argument. The government can impose measures, but they don't pay people to pay national debts. To be honest, whether or not my opponents bought their A game, it doesn't matter because in Faculty of Arts, we eat basic medical sciences for breakfast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we'll be having the second rebuttal round for the evening. Put your hands together as I welcome the speaker from Basic Medical Sciences, Amuso Abigail.
Unfortunately for my opponents from the Faculty of Art, their witnesses have severe weaknesses and their script will make messes. Let us begin. My opponent said that austerity measures can help sustain the future of a country by reducing government spending, which can help control money supply. However, according to the Canadian Union of Public Employees, when government reduces spending, it amplifies economic forces, pushing us towards recession, putting all the pain of inflation on the citizens. In fact, the New Yorker in 2013 said that any decent economics will tell you that cutting government spending causes economic power to fall. Therefore, if austerity cannot be applied in every situation, again, it is not sustainable. So you see, if somebody tells you that austerity is valid, know that they are not decent and they are from the Faculty of Art.
Too many things I don't realize. When I'm with you, I live fantasize. You be my only lover. When I'm with you, I'm alive. Never mind like taboo. What is it all about? Even if not taboo, still want me. Oh my Cinderella,
Thank you so much, DJ Upmost. Please put your hands together for every speaker in that round. That was amazing. That was amazing. Now we'll be going on to the second round for the evening. This is between Faculty of Dentistry and Faculty of Social Science. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a lot. Are you ready for the debate? Are you ready for the debate? Now, before we start, promise me, no noise. No noise. Don't disturb your speakers.
Yeah.
I know you are excited to shout for them, but if breeze blow it away, it will blow you away. Okay.
And the topic for this round is foreign aid, enabling sufficiency or perpetuating dependency in African nations.
Do you understand?
Well, it's not entirely for you, it's for the speakers to defend.
Say it again, say it again.
But the topic is foreign aid, enabling sufficiency or perpetuating dependency in African Union.
Did you enter? It's fine.
Fatsa, calm down.
They are excited to debate.
All right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're calling this first speaker for the evening. The first speaker for the evening is from the Faculty of Dentistry. Make some noise for one of your own Faculty of Dentistry, Dito Emanuela.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and social scientists. Welcome on board Fleet 001, codename Enabling Sufficiency. Today, I will be going on a tour around Island Foreign Aid, and I will be your tour guide, showing you just how it enables sufficiency and not dependency. But before we proceed, please pay attention to your guide for this trip. 1. Foreign aid. The Investopedia defines it as any type of monetary, military or humanitarian assistance that one country voluntarily transfers to another for the purpose of development. 2. Sufficiency. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines it as having enough to meet one's need in a situation. On the other hand, self-sufficiency is the ability to maintain yourself without outside aid. Passengers, we will experience some turbulence when my opponents come here trying to confuse sufficiency with self-sufficiency, missing the point of today's debate when it is simply asking about sufficiency and not self-sufficiency. Anything outside the scope of this will only show that having science in your name does not qualify your speeches as logical or intelligent. Now, prepare for takeoff. Stop 1. The beautiful scenery of African economies built on the bedrock of foreign aid. Judges, foreign aid supports a country's budget through macroeconomic and sectoral program reforms. The UN reports that aid has significant effect on the recipient's economy and her international competitiveness, giving the country a chance at poverty alleviation, employment creation, and economic growth. For example, in a research brief on the analysis of foreign aid in the Ugandan government, it revealed that between 1992 and 2010, foreign aid helped create more jobs, alleviated poverty, improved the economy, and even reduce the need for more foreign aid from 19% to 5%. Clearly, foreign aid is the wise choice for economic sufficiency, but my opponents think otherwise. No wonder the Department of Economics had to dissociate themselves from such reasoning to form a new faculty. Stop 2. The powerhouse of foreign aid islands, our operators and our equipment. Foreign aid provides technical assistance to African nations. The USAID in 2020 revealed that through the provision of vaccines, laboratories, and interprofessional training, foreign aid was the reason why Nigeria was able to eradicate polio. This is sufficiency. Obviously, foreign aid is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. This is something I expect these students from the social sciences to know. But despite having 3 S's in FATSA, none of them stand for smart. Stop 3. The amazing healing stream of foreign aid islands. Drink and be renewed. Foreign aid provides help like debt relief in critical situations. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic caused a global recession, pushing hundreds of millions of people into extreme poverty. According to the World Bank, this was cushioned by the debt service suspension initiative for 73 low and middle income countries from May 2020 to December 2021, saving a total of $12.9 billion, which these countries used to fight the pandemic and safeguard the lives of their citizens. It is clear, foreign aid is not only for giving to nations, it is also about forgiving nations. We will now experience some turbulence, but fear not, I am an expert at this. Audience, it is important to clarify that contrary to what my opponents may say, foreign aid does not have to be just from other continents. For example, Nigeria offered aid in the form of many peacekeeping operations to countries like Gambia, Cote d'Ivoire, and Liberia. They will also be going off point if they come here to say that foreign aid promotes corruption, poor leadership, and even political instability. I mean, this is just like blaming Jawwar for the irrelevant facts and logic in my opponent's speeches. Judges, even a child will see that foreign corruption and poor leadership are problems of African countries that are occurring in spite of foreign aid and not because of foreign aid. Please keep your seatbelts on, because here goes another one. They may also come here trying to confuse foreign aid with the big brother role of certain countries like the USA. However, foreign aid refers to voluntary assistance rendered to a country in need. The big brother role, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, is a leader or a government that tries to control the behavior of people but pretends to act for their benefits. So you see, this point is irrelevant. In conclusion and finally, we have now arrived at our destinations. But if anyone comes here to stray far from the topic of today's debate, please let them know that this is a gathering of intellectuals and not their faculty symposium where they can use semantics to sway us. Social sciences, it is unfortunate that we will not be seeing you at the next adventure. You have come a long way, but unfortunately, you have come the wrong way.
Only things to want, not on the wrong. Only if I had to want,
Give me your bagasi. Your body looking like tsunami. Explosive, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Don't see your market, don't make me this guy police. Don't make me go back to pay. Don't make me go meet the air. It will then you don't make a man go. And I'll be okay. Baby, feeling the one I go low.
All right, I can see the Faculty of Social Sciences are not having it. They want to return it as it is hot. I can see the expression on your faces are not smiling at all. You want to return it back to back.
Wait. Before we call out this Faculty of these Social Sciences, this announcement is to our speakers. When you're still speakers, when you are done speaking, don't do, I stand here.
Drop
no. If this mic fall down, we are going home. So when you are done, I stand here. Wow. If this mic break, thank you. Go on.
Faculty of the Social Science, are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Faculty of the Social Sciences, make some noise for one of your own, the one, the only, Adedoku Fisayo.
Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic seeks to clarify a contentious issue in international development. Does foreign aid lift African nations by enabling self-sufficiency or trap them in endless dependency? To enable sufficiency of understanding for all, including my opponent, I will be building my debate on three key words from today's topic: foreign aid, dependency, and sufficiency. Firstly, foreign aid, according to the Investopedia, refers to any assistance that a country transfers to another, which can be a gift, grant, or a loan. Africa is the largest recipient of foreign aid, and over the last 60 years, total aid has grown from $38 billion in 1960 to over $200 billion in 2022, according to the World Bank. Breastfeeding is crucial to the development of an infant, but when a child clutches tightly to its mother's breast for over 6 decades, yet refusing to grow, questions should be asked. And this is the case with foreign aid in Africa, where the result of foreign aid is the need for more aid, since they were designed to meet foreign interests in the first place. My opponent might latch onto a World Bank attitude in 2004 stating that over 30% of foreign aid is routinely lost through embezzlement and misappropriation in Africa, stating that the problem is not foreign aid in itself, but misappropriation by African leaders. However, the problem with that point is that they overlook the fact that the handout nature of foreign aid enables corruption and not the other way around, according to a report in a 2012 article in International Journal of Social Economics. And this is why foreign aid continues to flow with nothing to show. Secondly, sufficiency, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, is the quality of being enough. So you will understand my confusion when my opponents come to say that foreign aid enables sufficiency in African countries, when the world has been strategically restructured to ensure developing nations never develop. Global capitalism that resources goes to developed countries from developing nations at little to no cost and flows back at exorbitant prices, enriching the former at the expense of the latter. Practically put, they take our ingredients, bake bread, and give us crumbs. So it will seem like they care that we are hungry. In 2021, a Transparency International report stated that the World Bank approved $3 billion in aid loans to Congo for improving roads and infrastructure in the mineral-rich Katanga region. The outcome of the program was smoother transfer of resources out of Katanga. So you see, when they come with the disguise to aid, their main intent is to raid, and whatever we are paid is not an upgrade. Thirdly, dependency, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, is a situation where you need something or someone and are unable to survive without them. Foreign aid in itself is dependent on some terms and conditions, which in turn make the recipient dependent. My fellow Nigerians, it is true this means that Nigeria went from frying pan to fire in 1986 after General Ibrahim Babangida adopted the structural adjustment program in a bid to accept loans from the IMF and the World Bank. The economy ended up in shambles, so he and his successors kept going back for more loans. Practically put, a loan after a loan, after another loan, that alone is enough to ensure that African countries cannot survive on their own. Moreover, in a bid to pay back debts from these loans, scarce resources are diverted from pressing issues like education and healthcare, bringing us back to depend on aid, from grass to grace to grass again. If my opponents come to argue false logic by saying foreign aid promotes economic growth in African countries by pumping resources into the economy, tell them to lift it and think about this. The 10 poorest countries in Africa receiving foreign aid today are poorer than they were in 1970, according to Statista. This is because persistent foreign aid suffocates the economy, strangling the production base, even in the face of heavy consumption. For example, in 1975, over 80% of the rice consumed in Liberia was produced locally. But the USAID began providing rice aid to Liberia under the PL 480 Food for Peace programs. By 2005, only 20% of the rice consumed in Liberia was produced locally because the cheap imported rice gained more patronage over the expensive local rice. I mean, in a poor country, poor country, why would I pay about 10K to make me a dress when I can go to the bank and buy a cricker for 2.5? In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. It is evident that African nations are only being given fish, and my opponents coming to say otherwise is simply selfish. Although they have come with the intent to win, this is the end of the road for them, because today our win against dentistry will dent history.
She give for any pressure. She does this.
Faculty of the Social Sciences, make some noise!
Wow, you guys are prepared. You guys really came prepared.
Amazing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see so far from the first round of the competition, even to this second round where we have against dentistry and social sciences, you can tell that the quality of speeches, the quality of speakers for this quarter-final is amazing. Please give yourself a resounding applause.
All right, moving on to the second speakers from the Faculty of Dentistry. I'm sure you guys have seen how it is being done. So I want you to make some noise for Okewe Patrick.
If I was an eagle, I would lift myself, spread my wings and fly. If I was a lion, I would run into the jungle and give the loudest growl. And if I was the sun, yes, I would rise early in the morning and shine my light so bright. If I was an angel, I would sound the alarm for the whole of creation.
These students from social sciences have spent 5 minutes stating the unbelievable. Forgive them, for when the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse is inevitable. Dear judges, foreign aid promotes economic sufficiency through education, according to an article titled Aid and Financing Education in Sub-Saharan Africa. With the allocation of over $500 billion between 1990 and 2020, low-income countries have been able to transform their economic systems to points where they can finance their recurrent education expenses. A perfect example is the University of Ibadan, founded by the University of London as an aid to Nigeria's education. Today, the university is sufficient and ranks as the best in the nation, but certain students who are benefiting from this aid want to bite the hand that is feeding them by stating otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science, it's just common sense. My opponents, foreign aid also helps us achieve sufficiency even in sports. Over the years, European scouts have been known to detect young and promising talents from African nations and set them up on global stages. Without foreign aid, we would not have had players like Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, and even our very own Azizat Oshoala, Agbabola. These players have gone ahead to achieve greatness and put their African countries on the global map while achieving sufficiency for themselves. This is a very clear case of sufficiency. But if my opponent stands in today's debate were to be our reality, many hopes and dreams would have been crushed by now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. It's just common sense. My opponents will come here to state that foreign aid promotes dependency and mismanagement. However, in countries with effective leadership and clear goals, foreign aid reduces dependency and even the need for future foreign aid. So, that argument bypasses logic, because what they fail to understand is that mismanagement is a product of bad leadership and not foreign aid. I mean, whether or not there is foreign aid, bad leaders will remain bad leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. It's just common sense. My opponents will also come to claim that donors of foreign aid often have ulterior motives and impose their policies on African nations. They may even go ahead to cite examples like the LGBTQ rights in Uganda or even events of the Cold War in countries like Congo. Intellectual audience, just as we stated earlier, those are big brother roles, and it must not be conflated with foreign debate, which is the topic of today's debate. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science, it's just common sense. Finally, they will come to claim that foreign aid increases inflation. However, most of the foreign aid coming to African countries come in the form of scholarships, war relief funds, food supplies, and medication. So, that inflation they are talking about is obviously a product of their own imagination or hallucination, but definitely not from foreign aid. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not rocket science. It's just common sense.
Báyé bá ti ń dé ká máa bá wọn yí ọ̀pọ̀ àgbà láti fún fáìnàlì ó ti kúrò ní ìdàtijọ́ ìṣọ̀lá tó ń dẹ̀rẹ̀ fún òṣèlè yò àìlámi Joshua ó ẹ jọ̀wọ́ ẹ bá mi dá àdúgbò lẹ̀ àdúgbò ní kí á mọ́ sá.
For Thank you so much. Can we please put our hands together for the representative from the Faculty of Dentistry? To be fair, it's not rocket science, it's just common sense. Now, I'll be calling on the second speaker. Say. Before the second speaker, he's already warming up. But wait.
Fatsa, calm down. Fatsa, wait.
Kulu. Whether the person speaking is from your faculty or not, when they talk, I mean, one of the things peculiar to Jawwar is the fact that we enjoy quality speeches.
Yes.
Even if the person speaking is against your whole, let's enjoy, let's listen, and let's keep calm. Now, in the spirit of sportsmanship, let us make welcome one of your own, second speaker from Faculty of the Social Sciences, Akongo Omobobola.
Baby, harder, make me lose my breath, make me water, make me sweat, make me harder, make me lose my breath, make me water. I can keep my cool tonight.
Audience, today's debate contains some tricky things, which I will disentangle with 3 key things. First, common sense. According to a 2021 article titled Somalia's Aid Dependency in 1960 to 1990, Somalia depended heavily on foreign aid for the entire 30 years that followed our independence. Today, Somalia is the 4th poorest country, with about 70% of Somalians in poverty, according to World Population Review. This is because the aid received is largely food aid, and not the type that can enable their sufficiency. Even with food aid, Somalia has still not attained food sufficiency, let aside economic sufficiency. Audience, it's common sense. Give them food. Don't let them die, but don't let them grow. My opponents may argue that it is impossible for a country to not depend on another. Dentistry, it's common sense. Dependency is different from interdependence. While dependency means that a country cannot do without another, interdependence only means there is an exchange between equals. For example, dentistry lecturers are interdependent on each other, but dentistry students are dependent on their lecturers for knowledge. Second, the Bible. In Genesis, Esau sold his birthright for food and can never forget the shege he saw. You see, countries act based on interest. So when a country gives aid, it is based on what it stands to gain, regardless of the recipient country's pain. For developed countries, foreign aid is just a tool in their power struggle. For example, during the Cold War, China used foreign aid in Africa to compete with the US and the Soviet Union. Audience, the focus was never on Africa's development, but on consolidating power. A Brookings article titled China's Aid to Africa, Monster or Messiah, shows that Chinese aid for infrastructure favors only Chinese companies and not Africa, because they exploit African natural resources, yet only Chinese companies handle the projects. In the end, Africa enriches foreign economies at the expense of its own economy. Thirdly, logic. My opponents may argue that foreign aid provides essential resources that help meet basic needs in Africa. Dentistry and ChatGPT. You see, Africa is so dependent that during foreign aid, during COVID-19 era, it could not produce its own vaccine, but depended on the US. Even when Madagascar came up with the herbal cure, the WHO ridiculed it rather than exploit its potential. Simply put, foreign aid follows law 1 of power: never outshine the master. So you see, foreign aid does not only make Africa insufficient, it also makes it dependent for validation. In conclusion, foreign aid makes Africa dependent. Common sense proves it. The Bible shows it. Even logic confirms it. And regardless of dental opinions, mental arguments always win.
Many with one leg. unruly, badly, big prime game state bet. Bad venture, as a ride with pop, mofos cannot keep up. Each other going non-stop. Zazu, she. Adesso c'è vita la Gaza, e già leggi vita bacia. Lujuba, Mareri, Kala, Daju, Ulaika, Zazu.
Thank you. Faculty of these social sciences, make some noise. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It's not like
We are not done. We are not done. We are not done.
Calming down.
We are not done. We are not done. Now we are going to go to the rebuttal round. Rebuttal round is one. Kulu kulu, kulu kulu. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going to the rebuttal round. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we'll be having the rebuttal round first from
Dentistry.
Faculty of Dentistry.
All right, give it up for Jawwar Patrick.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you teach a man to fish, like our opponents have said, you would have aided him. In other words, our opponents have built their entire argument in favor of foreign aid. They have claimed that foreign aid promotes dependence because of corrupt leaders and mismanagement of the said aid. However, like we have stated before, any misuse of foreign aid is not as a result of foreign aid, but rather as a result of bad leadership and corruption. They have also claimed that foreign aid causes an increase in debt. Just as we have said, any aid that has authoritative conditions and interferes with the sovereignty of African nations is not foreign aid, but indeed a big brother role. Finally, intellectual audience, if you are very hungry and your neighbor gives you food to eat or even a job, you either accept that aid or you reject it. If you accept it, you go with logic and do what is necessary to attain sufficiency. If you reject it, you go with my opponents.
Are you ready now? Are you ready now? Thank you, DJ. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're calling the final speaker for this round between the Faculty of Dentistry and Faculty of the Social Sciences. A resounding applause as we call on the speaker from Faculty of the Social Sciences, the one and only, the man that made the legend, Omobobola.
Ice on deck, ice on fish, you know, that's how I do. If you ain't talking money, please don't come for a show. That's how I do. 10 million for a show. That's how I do. Never to be.
My opponents have made a lot of arguments filled with logical cavities, and we only need common sense for diagnosis. So let's do it. Our opponent said foreign aid help countries to reduce poverty and create employment. judges, that point is an own goal because it only buttresses our argument. If a country needs foreign aid for the most essential reasons why it exists in the first place, then that's dependency. It's like saying the faculty of dentistry needs help from social sciences lecturers. That's the response. They cited an example of the University of Ibadan as an example of foreign aid that is now sufficient today. However, they've forgotten that University of Ibadan was created during a time when Nigeria was under the British colony. So that's not aid. Secondly, their claim of big brother role in Nigeria in Africa is so faulty because if Africa still needs a big brother, then it only proves that Africa is dependent. They said foreign aid has done a lot of good, but that's where they missed it. Today's debate is not about the goods foreign aid has done. Foreign aid can do a lot of goods, but the bone of contention is whether it has made us sufficient, and the answer is no.
Thank you so much. One very peculiar thing about Jawwar that I have known over the years is if you attend Jawwar and you are sitting among the audience, right, and you are actually listening to all the speakers and you are paying attention to their points without favoritism, immediately the round is over, you would already know the winner. Because fact and logic cannot be hidden. So if you pay attention to Jawwar, even before the judges announce the result, and you listen carefully, you already know your winners. Do you know your winners? Do you know your winners? Thank you so much. We'll hear from the actual judges. Thank you, panel of judges, accurate timekeepers. Now we want to do a giveaway. The Southeast here. We want to do a giveaway for aim to get. As usual, we'll ask questions. The first correct answers will get these questions correctly. But before I ask the question, it is imperative to note, or for me to tell you, that aim to get has lots and lots of giveaways for us. 100 gig worth of data is going to be given away today. Cash prizes are going to be given away today. And lots more. So for the giveaway, the first correct answer, as usual, would win the giveaway. Now the next round of debate is between two faculties. What are the faculties?
Faculty of Science.
And Faculty of Law. So, are you ready for that? Do you need to give away first or we start the debate? I can't hear you.
Give away.
If you want debate, say yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Faculty of Science is going to go against Faculty of Law now. If you know that your faculty is winning or has won already, can you make some noise? Optimus, I can off my shoe. Let's go.
Anyways, Faculty of Science is going against Faculty of Law. And the topic is protectionist trade policy or free trade, a more efficient tool to Africa's economic growth.
Did you get it?
Of course. I'll take that again. Listen this time, please. Protectionist trade policy or free trade, a more effective tool to Africa's economic growth.
Did you get it? Now the first speaker for this round, ladies and gentlemen, is the speaker from
Faculty of Science.
Faculty of Science. Make some noise for the one and only Shama Peters.
AJ boys and they like to throw away.
The labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain. God forbid. You see, when developed nations whose economies were built by certain measures discourage developing nations from taking those measures, it can only mean one thing: propaganda. Sadly, our lawyers have been fooled by this imperialist propaganda of superpower nations who say to Africa, do what I say, not what I do. According to Collins Dictionary, protectionist trade policies are policies by countries to help their own industries by imposing taxes known as tariffs on imported goods or by restricting imports in some other way. Free trade, on the other hand, is trade between different countries without government regulations such as taxes or subsidies. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing beats hard evidence. Follow me closely as I tell you the story of how protectionism built the economies of two current world powers, US and UK, and show you why Africa can have a similar story. Let's start with the US. 1776, the United States gained its independence. 1789, President George Washington, as the means to generate revenue and protect America's infant industries, signed the Tariff Act. According to economic historian Paul Bayrock, this act imposed a fixed tariff of 5% on all imports. America's founding fathers rejected the free trade theory proposed by British economists, maintaining that political independence was predicated on economic independence, a self-sufficient America. Ladies and gentlemen, what were the results? An article published by Patrick Buchanan, an American's renowned journalist, revealed that between 1869 and 1900, with protectionist tariffs on the high, America's GDP quadrupled. Budget surpluses were won for 27 straight years. Economic growth averaged 4% a year. Contrary to my opponent's fear about protectionism causing inflation, the average price of commodity at this time fell by 58%. America's founding fathers had correctly predicted that despite the initial increase in price that might result from regulations controlling foreign competition, once domestic manufacture attained a certain level, commodities would invariably become cheaper. Distinguished audience, Africa can have a similar story. Why? Because according to Vox News, about 52% of African countries currently have higher GDPs than America had in 1800. We are better than the United States when it started. We are still the continent's highest in natural resources according to World Atlas. But back to my story. After the Second World War, the US joined other Western powers in the move towards free trade. Or did they? An article titled The Resilience of Protectionism in US Trade revealed that the US has covertly maintained its protectionist measures through anti-dumping and countervailing policies, even while outwardly championing free trade. Judges, do you see the double standardness of this nation? Outwardly promoting free trade, but silently still protecting our economy. Let's look at the UK. As a colonial power in the 17th century, Britain not only imposed high taxes on imports, but also discouraged manufacturing amongst its colonies. An article titled Britain's Protectionism Across the Ages reveals that Britain became Great Britain because of Scotland's desire to join the Union and partake in the colonial market it fiercely protected. This protectionism remained in Britain until the 1820s, when merchants and manufacturers began to feel that the British economy was sufficiently strong to not need protection against foreign competition. As a result, all protectionist regulations were removed by the 1860s, making Britain free trade. The same source reveals that Britain remained free trade until after the collapse of its industrial primacy in the 1920s, which left it little option but to abandon free trade altogether in a desperate attempt to regenerate its economy. Judges, do you again see the two-facedness? When the economy is growing, they do protectionism. When it is grown, they do free trade. When it collapses again, they come back to protectionism to redeem it. Yet, what they continually say to developing Africa is free trade. Michael Horton, American economics professor, hinted this propaganda when he explained that the way to make a developing nation forever subservient to a developed nation is to tell the developing to do free trade. The logic is simple. At the heart of the argument for free trade is David Ricardo's theory of comparative advantage. By illustration, comparative advantage simply says that if Nigeria produces yams at a lower cost than other nations, then Nigeria should focus on producing and exporting yams and be dependent for other necessities. Simply put, focus on your strengths, be dependent for your weaknesses. But distinguished audience, the fact remains that developed nations only develop because they nurture diverse industries to compete globally. So telling us to focus only on our strengths is nothing but strategy to keep us as developing. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let it be clear that we are not saying that free trade does not have its blessings. What we are saying is that for a developing economy like Africa's, free trade is the path to stagnation. What we are saying is that today's proponents of free trade are world powers whose economies were built on protectionism. So when you hear free trade, think propaganda, think imperialism, think of the complete wasting away of the labors of our heroes past. Because to do patriotism is to do protectionism.
You are worthy. You are worthy of my praise. You are worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of my praise. Elaburu iko. Fire to you, I don't need you are worthy. I'm not over Kila, I'm you want to call you are worthy.
When I'm falling, for the coordinates, evidence explain. I see when I'm falling, oh my God, that is so unfortunate. Why you got it? Many the para for president. You know how to put that evidence. Go evidence, you make it sense. Lesson it is a lesson, lesson. Please fuck my intelligence. Many people want to use me. Put your hand, you will break a lesson.
Faculty of Law. Faculty of Law, are you ready for your first speaker? All right. Retaining the energy in the room, let's make welcome Aisha Yusuf. Put your hands together. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Forgive my opponents of their ignorance and arrogance. For only ignorance and arrogance can make two very educated people stand before this intelligent audience and claim that protectionism is better than free trade for Africa's economic growth. For their ignorance, we provide enlightenment, and for their arrogance, we give humility. Now, my opponents and I agree that protectionism and free trade can be useful for Africa's economic growth, where we disagree on which is a more effective tool. Now, the first step to enlighten these scientists is a definition of key terms. Protectionist trade policies are defined by the International Trade Council as policies that seek to protect domestic industries from foreign barriers. The same source defines free trade as the unrestricted flow of goods and services across borders. Now, our Father who art in heaven, give us this day our daily bread. I mean us, the African people who have to deal with the repercussion of these policies made by our government.
Judges, to determine which is a more effective tool for Africa's economic growth, we must consider the interest of the most important stakeholders in this debate, the African people. We support free trade because it gives the people the freedom to choose from a wide array of goods and services without the limitation of where they are made. According to the Australian government's Department of Foreign Trade and Affairs, in an article titled "The Benefit of Free Trade Agreement," free trade gives consumers access to a wider range of competitively priced goods and services, new technologies, and innovative services. The impact of this choice is that people have enough supply of goods and services to match their demand. If, on the other hand, we adopt protectionism and local supply is unable to meet local demand, the basic rule of economics kick in and the price of goods rise. When the price of goods rise, inflation increases, purchasing power decreases, and the economy diminishes. Our Father who art in heaven, open my opponents' hearts to reason and logic so they can realize that free trade is a more effective tool than protectionism when it comes to protecting these countries themselves. Because for Africa's economy to grow, there is a need for local producers to have access to new markets and for these countries to increase their exports. Free trade creates avenue for this, as we can already see with the free trade agreements in Africa and some part of the world like North America. Judges, unlike what my opponents will come here to tell you today, protectionism cannot save Africa's economy. You see, according to an article by the World Bank titled "Free Trade Deal Boosts Africa's Economic Development," the current free trade deal in Africa already makes the flow of goods and services within the region easier and is projected to increase foreign direct investment by up to 159%. Audience, Africa is on a steady path to economic growth, but my opponents want to set us back, all in the name of protection. Our Father who art in heaven, forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. For my opponent trespassed against our intelligence when they came out here in their arrogance to tell you two things. One, that free trade prevents domestic producers from being able to compete fairly against foreign producers. And two, that free trade allows the importation of low quality goods through things like dumping, as our first speaker stated. Two quick responses to those two weak arguments. One, most African countries already have competition laws in place that protect local producers from unfair competition from foreigners and even fellow local producers to prevent monopolies. Two, these countries also have policies that prevent dumping from highly industrialized countries like China and Japan. In Nigeria, we have the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, which protects local producers and consumers from inferior and low quality goods. So, those two arguments no longer stand. Our Father who art in heaven, lead us not into temptation but deliver us from evil. For it was evil that tainted the Nigerian government when they attempted the protectionist stance during President Buhari's administration. The then president announced the closure of the Nigerian border in August 2019 in a supposed bid to improve local production and encourage the consumption of local goods and services. However, they knew all of these points raised by my opponents today when they abandoned that disastrous policy. They simply realized that protectionist trade policies hurt everyone involved. Judges, they hurt the African people who have to buy basic food supplies at exorbitant rates. Audience, they hurt the economy as inflation increased astronomically and purchasing power reduced sporadically. They hurt even my opponents who had to buy a bag of rice for 50,000 naira when it was nearly 17,000 naira before the border closure. The question to ask my opponents now is, if these protectionist policies hurt everyone involved so much, what is the essence of protection that cannot even protect the people they are meant to protect? Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have fulfilled the wish of God in the lives of these scientists. For their ignorance, we have provided enlightenment. And for their arrogance, we have given humility. Now, for thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Me and my chica, the chick, it's up. I'm Eruku Bogo for the summer. Now the music, now you give me liberty. Call freedom, I go fuck time. You walk on down, and I go chop until the kingdom come. I never let you marry, I do better for love over. Now you give me the package, so let nobody.
The prayers have been said, and I'm sure God has heard their prayers. If you know God has answered that prayer,
let me hear you make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we attend Jawwar. To listen to amazing, well-articulated, and well-delivered speeches. Now we are going to the second speaker.
It sounds hot now.
From the Faculty of Science. You would join me and put your hands together and make some noise for one of your own, the one and only Bogindo speaking event.
Only things to want, come on, only fight to want. Catch a good job, and I'm the guy, hold me for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, one board game I was never particularly good at was Monopoly. But seeing how World Economics is a giant Monopoly board, I probably should have put in more effort. Nonetheless, today, follow me as we explore how various countries play this game and which strategy gives them a better chance at winning at the end of the day. The protectionist approach or the free trade approach. First off, the game starts with a clean slate, and every player is given the opportunity to invest in undeveloped properties and gradually improve them to make them competitive. Player Japan, after World War II, employed the protectionist trade approach to rebuild its economy. And according to John West, the executive director of the Asian Central Institute, within 40 years, Japan's GDP skyrocketed from $44 billion to, wait for it, $3.02 trillion. And according to the World Bank, Japan moved from being one of the most in-debt countries to its largest provider of loans within the same period. This is just one of many success stories of countries that have employed this approach, leading to self-sufficiency and competitiveness on the global stage. As the game progresses, each player is expected to increase the value of their assets and diversify their portfolio through strategic trade and negotiation. And once again, the protectionist strategy shines. According to the Federation of German Industries, player Germany strategically employed this approach to reduce import dependence on critical sectors, negotiate treaties that prioritize domestic production, enhance self-sufficiency in key industries, contributing to a more balanced trade portfolio. And according to the World Bank in 2020, Germany's trade surplus was $226 billion, reflecting a consistent positive balance in trade. Now you see, the effectiveness of this approach is evident in the success of Germany's economic growth. And implementing the same approach in Nigeria is surely a more effective tool to Africa's economic growth. Now, as the game progresses, inflation is mentioned as an argument against protectionism. Yes, protectionism can lead to inflation, but just like studying in UI, reading is stressful for you and I. But at the end of the day, the grades justify the pain. It is true that free trade can provide a country with even more diverse goods, opportunities, foreign direct investments and revenue. But this is only at the beginning. As countries that do not bring anything to the table will never get a seat at the table, and they would rather feed on scraps. What I mean is that for a country, before a country can be said to have a gainful impact, they must have the commensurate value to offer during the free trade, or else they become dangerously dependent on imports, leaving the economy on a free fall. And just like picking a go-to-go card in Monopoly, they are stuck right where they started. You see, a hungry man cannot feed another man. They would rather starve together. Hence, a coalition of developing nations embracing free trade is a hot recipe for disaster.
In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, like a successful player in the game of Monopoly, points and rebuttals have been built. And just as the popular saying goes, nothing is free, even in free town. Free trade is not actually free, as according to Investopedia, it comes with strict regulations and oversight. So you see, no matter how well our dear lawyers try to dress up free trade in today's debate, it is still protectionism, but now in suit and tie.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together for the second speaker from Faculty of Science? Please put your hands together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be calling on the second speaker from Faculty of Law. If your hands are not too busy, put your hands together for one of your own, the one and only Ugochukwu Chineke. Put your hands together.
When you see me come around, I got you looking at me. I don't need to spend my cash, my swag's not hard to see. My swag don't lie, you can't deny, you feel it right. You'll be alright, just being by my side. No need for hunting, girl. Let me tell you something, girl. No need for hunting, you should flex one time, standing by my side. No need for hunting, girl. Let me tell you something, girl. No need for hunting, you should feel so good, just standing by my side. You see me drive by.
Ladies and gentlemen, Africa is a beautiful woman. So in this month of love, to show her the light, this is my love letter to her. Africa, my Africa. Africa of proud warriors in ancestral savannas. And just like our ancestors, we have failed to leave the savannah. As according to the National Bureau of Economic Development, Africa has not gotten to the state of self-sufficiency and so cannot handle protectionism. I mean, we are so poor that even the poor will call us poor. Yet my opponents want us to make poor decisions. Poor kids. Note, according to the same source, for economic growth, Africa needs an investment of $50 billion. This is better guaranteed with free trade. As with less restrictions, comes more economic cooperation. So opponents, get wisdom, but in all you're getting, get understanding. Africa, my Africa, a tree splendidly alone in white waters. Ladies and gentlemen, in the context of global supply chain, no country can stand alone. I mean, imagine we are producing a car. Construction could be done in China, assembled in Japan, and distributed by a Nigerian company. This forms a global network of trade across different countries. Now, the effect of restriction is that it makes this global network a difficult task to carry. Thus, African industry that depends solely on these supplies may fold up or even cut off. Ladies and gentlemen, my question is, how can we claim to encourage economic growth while at the same time cutting off the supply chain of major industries that contribute to the economy? Opponents, please get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding. Africa, my Africa, please do not listen to the words of other suitors whose entire 8 minutes of argument can be summarized in one sentence. That protectionism protects local industries. in an article titled Africa's Path to Economic Growth, Africa consumer spending ratio is an increase at an average rate of 16%, more than twice the GDP growth. That means even with free trade, there is this scarcity of vital products. Now, imagine what will happen when we close up our borders. The supposed local industry my opponents are trying to protect will experience overwhelming shortages, leading to a decline in GDP and consequently a fall in economic growth. Opponents, how reasonable? Besides, a 2019 report by the IMF showed that protectionism is counterproductive as it could spark off trade wars. In other words, if Africa increased restrictions, her trading partners will do the same in retaliation. Ladies and gentlemen, opponents, please get wisdom, and in all you're getting, get understanding.
You see, there are two keywords in today's debate: more effective. So we recognize that both measures may be effective, but which one has better prospect when considering the peculiarity of Africa's economy? Protectionism may seek to protect local industries, but at the same time, we lose credible partners and have more demand than supply. But in free trade, we only need to be better at making trade negotiations, and with that, we get to keep our trading supplies and maintain our foreign supplies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is obviously better for Africa's economy. And as I conclude this letter, I pray that this beautiful Africa will stay away from toxic relationship like protectionism and find warmth in the embrace of free trade. But from our opponent, please get wisdom and know you're getting, get to understand.
Let's go.
Let me hear you.
Let's go.
Are you ready? Let's
I get like $2 million, no be. Catching your excellency, necessary. What's a legendary? What's it? What's a legendary? Shut it down, see, baby.
Wait, law students are saying cause trouble. I'm not supposed to be defending the law. See your mouth for cause trouble. Now, while we get ready for the rebuttal round, we need to give the speaker them time to digest. It's not easy, they have been firing. So we'll be doing the giveaway for aim to get. Then when we do the giveaway and they are settled, we'll call them up. We don't want to rush them. Are you with me? Are you with me? Now,
time of baby.
Why sing? What's the last name? You below why sing? Why sing? I'm a beast. It's the remix right here and Alami J. Niggas smelling nice, that Papa Rapani. I'm a one team up pay money. Why sing? That I'm a Alaji. I be balling, I'm a woman, let me check up. Last, now everybody go to breakfast.
So now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first giveaway of the evening, the first correct answer, because I'll be looking at it as we always do. I'll be in my DMs now. The first correct answer in my DMs wins this on Instagram. We used to have a projector, but somehow I don't understand, but are you ready for the question? Are you ready for the question? My Instagram DM is my name, Precious eBay, IBEH, the Precious eBay, IBEH. Just be in my DM. The first correct answer wins the prize. Mind you, download aim to get now. I'll be calling out the Naira pins. 2,000 Naira worth of, it's not even airtime, actual money, 2,000. You will win it from the, thank you, urgent 2K. So once more, just go to Instagram at the Precious eBay, and the first correct answer wins. eBay, IBEH. Now here goes. We need to know our first winner for the evening.
And the question goes thus: What is the name of the faculty that went against the faculty? No. What is the name of the faculty that went against Faculty of Social Sciences? Pharmacy. So let's see the third correct answer. Because I don't know how pharmacy they are at home, you are dragging them here. They did not even, but you are dragging them. So our speakers, it's time. Thank you. Can we please put our hands together as I call on? Put your hands together as I call on the rebuttal round for Faculty of Sciences, Bodimbe speaking event.
I sat down there and I weighed my opponent's point on the scale of logic, and it tilted towards fallacy. An article published on the Journal of African Foreign Affairs titled "Trade as an Instrument of Diplomacy" revealed that virtually all the major economic powers adopted versions of protectionist trade, both at the formative and every stage of their industrial growth. What then are we debating? Also, my opponent built their speech around inflation as a negative aftermath of protectionist policy. What it shows is that they do not understand economic growth. The truth is that economic growth and protectionism are not mutually exclusive. Now, as the level of local productionism in the past few years, yes, but according to an article titled "Land Border Closure," in 2019 alone, rice production rose from 3.2 million tons to 6.4 million tons. Does that growth commensurate with Nigerian population? No, and that is the reason for the high prices. But that the growth has not measured with the population size does not mean that it is no economic growth. In fact, the point is that inflation and economic growth are not always mutually exclusive. Economic growth may not lead to a drop in prices initially, but it does so eventually. My opponent even mentioned African Continental Free Trade Agreement, blah 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 blah, but that in fact did not succeed in Africa. So even they will not succeed in today's debate.
Sit down, never like you know it's what you pack it with the automatics. We gon' sit them to heaven.
Thank you so much. Leodok Lawanje. Leodok. Are you ready? Now I'm calling on for the rebuttal round for Faculty of Law. Put your hands together as I make welcome the one and only Aisha Yusuf.
I got broads in Atlanta, took the lean to fight, credit cards in the scammers.
Ladies and gentlemen, a game of chess ends once the king is captured. Now, let's end this game. The king on my opponent's chessboard is that free trade is not really free, but it's a refurbished protectionism. But they made an error of definition. You see, the investigator they got their definition from did not finish it. Because it states that free trade does not mean that there will not be any bit of protectionism put in place or some protectionist trade policies. What it means is that there must be higher elements of free trade. Now, they used examples. They talked about US, UK, Germany, and Japan. But the mistake my opponents made is that they attacked examples, not principles. And that is where they lose today's debate. The principle we are talking about here is the fact that these two policies can be useful for economic growth, but on which is more effective is support free trade. Also, my opponents talked about things like, oh, we cannot have you on the table and that this country is, we have sort of like imperialism. That's ridiculous. Most of the world right now practice free trade. Are you telling me that the entire world is under an imperial rule of what? My opponent's fallacies and illogical agreement. I don't understand. You see, Ibn Shama, your king has been captured. Checkmate.
My forever sweet Valentine. Ọlọ́run ló so wà pọ̀ lágbára Elédùmarè àmì túká ṣe o. Ta ló bá mi lọ́wọ́? Ṣé ìtì bẹ̀bí mi? Mo ní pé ọmọ dùn ọmọ tán ọmọ fà. City people make some noise. Ìtì bàbí mi, ẹ̀mí sẹ́ẹ̀.
Some of you, before you leave Jawwar, you will find love.
Amen.
Yeah, see, you can always get your voice. Amen. Before you leave Jawwar, you will find love.
Amen.
Neo.
Single yourself.
Neo.
Olúwa provide me o. Wọ́n bí mọ́lẹ̀ mọ́, èmi náà fẹ́ yà lọ. Olúwa dá mi lóhùn o. Màmá jẹ́jẹ́ nípa mi bèrè. Ọlọ́run ní wọ́n ń bá ẹ̀jọ̀ bàbá. Olúwa provide me o.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the final round for the evening. Are you ready? Are you ready? Students from Faculty of Technology, make some noise!
Oh, you people have arrived. How was the journey?
How was the journey? I don't know, we have waiting for you guys to come since morning. You guys just came now. Why did it take you so long to come? What? Oh, perfect timing. You guys don't come on time. What did you say? Now, wow. Okay, students from the Faculty of Agriculture, make some noise. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now we are going to be listening to the final round. What's the topic?
And the topic is modern media has done more harm than good to Nigeria's democracy.
Modern media has done more harm than good
to Nigeria's democracy.
Did you get the topic? Okay, let's do this. And the first speaker,
the Faculty of
So before we start the debate round, I would announce the winner for the first giveaway. Then we start the debate round. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be going to my DMs and I'll be announcing the winner for the first giveaway. Mind you, as I've been saying earlier, download AIM to Get. If you already have AIM to Get, upgrade your account to the second level, level 2, and stand a chance to win 100 gig worth of data. 100 gig, not MB. When last did you see 100 gig in your data balance?
Precious, they are rich people.
Is it on 600 for 25 used to do?
They are rich people.
600, 100 gig, live. Download AIM to Get now and upgrade it. I will announce the winner of 100 gig. We will pick from the people that downloaded it today or the people that have downloaded it before and upgraded. 100 gig. Think about it. Have you done 100 gig before? Start downloading AIM to Get. Now, I'm not yet. Who knows Faculty of Arts? Faculty of Law. Mulu is Muda Autos. How?
Sorry, don't be angry.
What was the question? Who went against Faculty of the Social Sciences? Social Sciences has spoken like 3 hours ago, and you are answering Faculty of Law. Muda Autos.
She just arrived.
Okay. Fumi Priscilla Etu Mudo. Where are you? Where are you? You said pharmacy. Where are you? How?
Miss Cop.
Wait, pause. Some of you have time. You want to win giveaway. You are answering the name of the faculty is the Faculty of Pharmacy. You still want rubbish. You wrote essay and you wrote rubbish. For giveaway, you are writing 3 sentences. Just be plain.
Ali go to school, Ali go so Ali leave the school, Ali
say what? Let me hear you say. Wait, pause. I'm seeing Owadayo Olabisi, Vice President, you want to win giveaway? TRDS Vice President, why are you answering the question? You want to win giveaway to
100 gig.
Now,
100 gig.
No, this is not the 100 gig. Oh. The 100 gig is for people that download. I'm watching. They will tell me the name of that person. Okay.
This is long ago.
This is long ago.
You people are hot.
Trust Gideon, where are you? Trust Gideon is the first person to answer. Trust Gideon, where are you? Where are you? Trust Gideon is the first person to answer, and his answer was no. First to submit in exam.
No be first to pass.
Score 0. Okay, it's fine. I think we have our winner with the answer dentistry. The first correct answer, AS Digitals. Are you in the house? Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him.
It's a big tall hills, big fat checks, big large bills, run out clip like 10 car wheels, cold ass. I give Ross chills, send it for looks, so my lips so kill. I kiss him in the mouth, I feel all grills, heat in the car, that's on wheels. Woo! Diamonds on my neck, I like boarding jets. Nothing in this world that I like more than checks.
Why are you pressing my hand like that? Shift. Why are you pressing my hand? It's not like you are tall like that. Yes.
You sound pained though.
Shift. We are 6 foot what? 3. I think back in the day I was like 6'7".
It is so obvious.
Back in the day. So now we're going to, on behalf of AIM, do you have the aim to get up?
Hey, let's see it. Evidence.
You don't have it. If it was 100, if it were be you now, if it were be, I would just. Okay. So we are presenting this to you on behalf of AIM to get. The 100 gig one is for people that download the app. Download it and upgrade. On behalf of AIM to get, we present this to you. Shift. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for him. Put your hands together for him.
As you can see,
Okay, thank you so much. I'm really excited that we are all having a good time. We are having our final round of debates now. Amiable judges, are we good to go? Are we good? My amiable judges, are we good? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the final round for the evening.
Yep.
The final round for the evening. If you know you will see your faculty in the finals of Jawwar at ICC, under AC, sitting on a red comfortable chair, make some noise! Some of you, your faculty has gone home. You are just shouting. You came here with your friend.
It seems even Fatsa is tired.
No, they are not tired. Fatsa is not tired. They cannot be tired. Fatsa, make some noise! You know why? Now, ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker for this round is the first speaker from Faculty of Technology. Students of the Faculty of Technology, put your hands together as I call on the first speaker for this round, the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, a Jawwar finalist. Okay. Put your hands together for Michael Barnabas.
Today, I'm expecting my opponents to treat me like the bad guy. But before I let them, let's get 3 things clear. 1, the Faculty of Technology recognizes the importance and value of modern media. 2, today's topic is not asking us if we should stop using modern media, and we are not here to imply that opinion either. 3, this debate is not about modern media. Rather, it is about the impact of modern media in Nigeria. Having established that, let's proceed. According to the Oxford Relevance, modern media can be defined as a series of flows of communication or information sharing that uses technology, which could include social media, technological-based websites, and other forms of digital media. Now, to determine if something has done more harm than good, we must assess the degree of good based on the quality and not the quantity. For instance, when the US launched the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that singular act of harm overshadowed all the good the US had done for Japan in the past, which means that analyzing or measuring the impact of harm is way more significant than trying to calculate the degree of good versus harm. And today, I will prove that modern media has done more harm than good to Nigeria's democracy using 5 letters. A, G, R, I, C. Now let's begin. First, A. Awareness creation. Now, our dear farmers will come here with so many examples of how social media helped Nigerians as well as the world to become more conscious of issues relating to Nigeria. And they will quote facts to show how Nigeria increased awareness in the political space. But this is what they will not tell you. According to a release by the Premium Times Nigeria on 23rd January 2024, it states that social media has greatly increased tribal conflicts by promoting hate speech and building distrust among citizens. Even Amnesty International stated in March 2023 that the increase in tribal hatred on social media during the previous election was so shocking, and so many Nigerians are now scared that we might face a civil war or Nigeria might split. So fine, modern media helped to create political awareness, but it was also the billboard that advertised that tribal conflict for the entire world to see. And today, tribalism is at an all-time high. So how is modern media not doing more harm than good when it aims to create awareness? But the plan went west. Our tribal people got vexed, and it has led to a bigger mess. Now, moving on. G, getting response. Now, my opponents might come with so many stats of online movements that help to promote civic participation in citizens. But here's what they won't tell you. According to an online research on modern media by Ryan Luther's University, it states that modern media has greatly encouraged the practice known as slacktivism, which occurs when people support a cause online by sharing a post or using a hashtag, but they don't go further to create a significant action that could create actual change. And this is very prevalent in Nigeria today. I mean, back in the day, people like Fela Kuti stood up against oppression, and even his mother led several movements like the Abeokuta Women's Riot in 1949. They walked the walk. But today, somebody can just wake up from their bed and post, woke up feeling like a speck, hashtag bring back our girls. And they will still feel like they have made severe impact. No wonder the same source states that most of the online movements, like Bring Back Our Girls 2014, Fuel Subsidy Protest 2012, and even the Nigerian Massacre Awareness 2020, all had massive social awareness, but in reality, they had little impact. So please, how is modern media not doing more harm than good when it encourages a lazy practice that gives us an illusion of reality, of success, but it desperately fails to give us the reality of it? Now, moving on. RI, information that is reliable. Now, a major benefit of modern media is the fact that it helps to reduce misinformation by allowing us to share and access multiple sources of information. However, the opposite is what has happened in Nigeria, because the social media algorithm responds mostly to increase in traffic, which implies that the information that gets higher engagement is the one that will most likely go viral. Now, this is exactly why a statistics on 17 January by the BBC News stated that Nigerian politicians were paying influencers to post fake news online to promote the opinion of citizens, and this ended up affecting the democratic process. So how is social media and modern media not doing more harm than good if it allows people like corrupt politicians who have likes and impressions to eventually have the strong impression? Now, moving on to C, concerns over privacy. Trust is a key feature of the democratic process, but according to a 2022 report by the Privacy Index of 2022, it stated that media companies are selling the personal info of users to the highest bidder, and this has made social media to transform users into products, their online activity into assets, and it has also made social media to become a tool of mass manipulation, which politicians and other ill-minded people are using to their advantage, but to the detriment of citizens. So how can this not be doing more harm than good when they steal our private information and sell it to the highest bidder? They give us a hug and end up stabbing us in the back. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we agree that modern media has done so much good, But in Nigeria, the impact of the harm has been greater. So therefore, our farmers, our dear farmers, they will come here to still oppose this truth. And it's shocking because, ladies and gentlemen, they call themselves agriculture, but they are here proposing a culture that disagrees with the truth. But fear not, because just like last year, the Faculty of Technology will not agree for them this year.
Let's go. No time to go. Say. What you say? Back down the receiver. Jehovah say. Slow pass on the kilo. Mother Nazar. Sit here not busy my call. I want focus on you. On God. Are you ready? And you
Ladies and gentlemen, join me as I make welcome from Faculty of Agriculture, the first speaker, Akintunde Iwaloge Esther.
Atahiyatulillah, zakiyatulillah, tayyibatu salawatulillahi. Assalamu alayka ayyuhan nabiyyu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillahi salihin. Ó ti lọ fàfà, yé, ó ti lọ fàfà, yé, ó ti lọ fàfà, fà.
Ladies and gentlemen, turn with me to page 82 of the Peter Collins Dictionary, where it defines modern as something involving the latest ideas or equipment, and page 24, where it defines media as a system of communication designed to reach a large number of people. So on this day, 8/2/24, we can define modern media as the new means of communicating to a large number of people using the latest technological advancements. I repeat, technological advancements. Judges, ever attentive audience, let me make one thing clear today. Modern media is a product of technology. So what my opponents have come to say is that their faculty is entirely irrelevant and has done more harm than good to Nigeria's democracy. However, the faculty of technology is not entirely useless. They only lack self-esteem. So let these change agents from the Faculty of Agriculture re-engineer their perspectives using 3 simple tools. 1. The screwdriver, government of the people. Since 1960, Nigeria's democracy has not served the greater good of the citizen, but only the elites, according to a 2022 article by Chatham House titled Democracy in Nigeria. One of the reasons Nigeria's democracy has not served the people is partially due to inaccessibility of information. Fortunately, modern media is tackling this issue by providing the average individual with access to accurate and prompt information through free channels and blogs. So allow me to wonder why our tech bros who design these sites for the progress of democracy by day and be enemies of our progress by night. But don't you worry, this screwdriver will fasten their reasoning together. Judges, my opponents will come to argue that modern media has contributed to the spread of fake news and misinformation. While this is true, they fail to recognize that the root cause lies not with the medium itself, but the individuals who misuses it. Even without modern media, fake news and misinformation will exist. However, the solution lies in promoting media literacy, which can be significantly achieved with the help of modern media. So dear techites, breathe in, breathe out, and say these words with me for your self-esteem. Modern media has done more good for our democracy. 2. The armor, government by the people. Another significant good by modern media is its ability to facilitate citizen engagement in democratic processes. Social media platforms, for example, have provided individuals with a space to hit the nail on the head, express their opinions, share information, and mobilize for political causes. A perfect example of this is the age reduction bill, also known as Not Too Young to Run.
in 2018. It was passed in response to a large volume of advocacy conducted on social media platforms, as reported by Punch newspaper on June 1, 2018. Modern media has spread citizen journalism in that a citizen who gets the opportunity to capture an important event can post the content into various social media outlets. Even my opponents, regardless of their stance in today's debate, have engaged in this unless they do not have a phone. Dear Techites, this farmer has shown you how modern media helps to hammer the truth into the ears of the world. Please stop deceiving this innocent audience and reaffirm your faith in tech. Modern media has done more good for our democracy. 3. The Plier, Government of the People. A Reuters Institute fellowship paper recounted how just 2 months after Nigeria's return to civil democracy in 1999, Alhaji Salisu Buhari, the newly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives, fell from his exalted position on allegations of certificate forgery and perjury. Most importantly, his fall was aided by the new media. How? Just like the Plier, the internet gave journalists the ability to clip Alhaji's wings, conduct intensive investigation, and spread his news even beyond Nigerian shores. Through investigative journalism, media outlets have held government and public officials accountable for their actions. So what do we say today? Modern media has done more good for our democracy. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, my message to you today can be summed up in one word: utilitarianism. This means that achieving the greater good is by directing positive actions towards the greater number of people. This concept also infers that even though harms such as misinformation and propaganda exist as a result of modern media, as long as the masses have better chances at democracy, then modern media has done greater good than harm. So, to the confused Techites, here is your mantra for a better self-esteem. Say it with me. Modern media has done more good for our democracy.
My people, for this life, after death, try to fear women. Every day of your life, choose 18 hours to fear women. In many hours, use and fear women. Oh baby, you know they trust woman. Woman, you never see anything.
Can we please make some noise for DJ Optimus? Please make some noise for DJ Optimus. Right from day one, he has been giving us back to back. And once more, raise it. Make some noise for the first speaker from the Faculty of Agriculture. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Faculty of Technology, say you are here. It's not loud. Faculty of Technology, say you are here. Okay. Faculty of Agric, say you are here. Ooh. It's still clear. We never finish out. Calm down. Put your hands together as I make welcome the second speaker, all the way from the prestigious Faculty of Technology, Major Daniel.
Ladies and gentlemen, according to a publication by the Cambridge University Press titled A Global Political Morality, there are 3 pillars of every effective democracy, which are 1. The human right to democratic engagement, 2. The human right to intellectual freedom, 3. The human right to moral equality. So join me today as an engineer to perform a structural analysis of these pillars and determine if social media has upheld or collapsed them. Now, let us go into analysis. Pillar 1. The human right to democratic engagement is the right of individuals to participate in the democratic governance of their country. And according to a report by African News, modern media has definitely helped to facilitate this in Nigeria. However, a report by the African Modern Media Group showed that according to a research paper titled Social Media Algorithms, Bots and Elections in Africa, it was shown that in the 2023 general elections, Nigerian politicians took advantage of social media bots to manipulate democratic engagement to their favor and manipulate the algorithm, which eventually led to the hijacking of our democracy and caused serious harm to democratic engagement in our country, which undermined the elections result. And as such, social media has definitely done more harm than good, has definitely done more harm than good in this regard to Nigeria's democracy. Therefore, Pillar 1 is officially collapsed. Pillar 2, the human right to intellectual freedom, is the right of individuals to express their opinions and thoughts without persecution or fear. And modern media has definitely tried its best to uphold this. However, a research paper by the Journal of Democracy shows that individuals who dare to go against the public opinion often face extreme discrimination and persecution, which prevents them from airing their opinions and fundamentally erodes the freedom of speech of our country and destroys this pillar for Nigeria. Moreover, it has been shown that modern media promotes the commodification of information, in which it prioritizes sensational news or trending news over quality news, which destroys the quality of our democracy, and as such causes more harm to our democracy in this regard. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, Pillar 2 is officially collapsed. Pillar 3, the human right to moral equality, is the right of individuals to be treated equally by all human beings and the government, regardless of religion, ethnicity and gender. And in some ways, modern media has helped to uphold this. However, a January 2023 article showed that modern media has been at the forefront of harassment and bullying of individuals. In fact, it was shown that during the 2023 general elections, Nigerian politicians employed influentials to bully individuals and harass them, which eventually became physical and caused serious harm. This clearly shows that modern media is counterproductive to this pillar, and as such, it has officially collapsed. Ladies and gentlemen, we have given the farmers a lecture on structural analysis, and it is clear that modern media has been more harmful than beneficial to Nigeria's democracy. But if they still come here to argue otherwise, please tell them to pack their bag, because just like their future in this competition, all their arguments have officially collapsed. From the Faculty of Technology.
They never see nothing, they go see something. When I start to the club, they go down big thing. They kill it for my food, they won't touch my thing. Kill it, they won't for me, I want lack over. So great, we start gushing down till you go think. Even your commando and your to sleep. But she really love very much to share me. I need to know also. I got you, give me one puff. I'm on your side, I'm only multi bonto. I be combo, I'm a combo. Mr. Money, roll out. I be jab, I know I was in the show. I did for you, you did for me.
Thank you so much. Can you please make some noise for the second speaker from the Faculty of Technology?
You might be like this is the fall of
Sexy boy, by you,
The energy from the three of
learning
us
and
amazing.
character. Learning and character.
Sexy boy, by you,
Almost well done.
Tomorrow is another Jawwar. If you people don't know Jawwar anthem by tomorrow, there's no song Utmost play you don't know. Jawwar anthem, even you are anthem you don't know. You'll be waiting for, you know it. Oh yeah now. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please put your hands together as I call the second speaker from the Faculty of Agriculture, Shuaib Oluwatoyosi.
All my sexy ladies, bring it down. Put that dance to my music. I'm not sure look on you.
2 decades and counting, reciting the same lines of the national pledge over and over again. Yet, my opponents still betray us. In their failure to keep their promises, I have teamed up with the Telegraph of yesterday, the internet of today, our modern media, to uphold the Nigerian government in such a way that power is in the hands of the masses. Ladies and gentlemen, as I and the internet have always done, I pledge to be faithful, loyal, and honest in my words to you, as I reveal to you and my opponents the sacrifices of modern media towards the greater good of Nigerian democracy. Sacrifice 1, to serve Nigeria with all its strength, intellectual audience. A quick access to information readily provided by the internet serves as a tool for checking and balancing political processes in Nigeria, as a Channels television article by Nebianet Hussaini on the 16th of December 2023 records the names Peter Obi as the second most searched words in Nigeria 2023. The data obtained through political data analysis and cross-checking politicians' background through their online presence all contributed to our end results. A free and fair election as recorded by the UNESCO Digital Library. Sacrifice 2, to defend our unity. The Nigerian population is increasing faster than the Faculty of Technology can provide a female speaker, and modern media is working twice as fast to ensure that there is unity amongst the population. 774 local governments, over 500 languages, all brought together through one platform, online assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Population Review records over 51 million Nigerian WhatsApp users in existence, and with this number constantly increasing, calculation leaves us with more or less 50% of Nigerian landmass required to assemble these people physically. This, which modern media has effortlessly achieved over a virtual space. So, ladies and gentlemen, yet another sacrifice by modern media to uphold our honor and glory. Intellectual audience, Nigerian democracy can now pride itself in being a place of freedom. Yes, this freedom of choice and freedom of speech are the embodiment of Nigerian democracy. But my opponents may come here today to blame modern media for democratic hate speech. Well, I certainly do not blame them for this back-end reasoning. In fact, of all the heights and levels of reasoning, the lowest of them all is the tech height, as their opinion of freedom of speech means saying whatever they please, but the moment someone says anything in return, it becomes an outrage. Dear opponent, let me refer you to the pages of the Cambridge Dictionary, which defines hate speech as words portraying violence towards a particular person or group. Therefore, whatever banter that my opponent may have for the Faculty of Agriculture today should be regarded as hate speech and thus punishable by the law. In conclusion, since my opponents have chosen to betray their citizenry, then they are obviously enemies of democracy. Let these traitors know that you and I have pledged to be faithful, loyal, and honest, to serve Nigeria with all our strength, to defend our unity, and uphold our honor and glory.
I can't remember the last time I said the national pledge. I can't remember the last time I said the pledge, but I said it this night. Please put your hands together for the second speaker from the Faculty of Agriculture. Faculty of Agriculture, make some noise! Whoa. Now we're going to have the rebuttal round. We're going to have the rebuttal round, but before we do so, we'll give them like a little time to gather their thoughts. We'll give them a little time to gather their thoughts. Are you ready? Now we're going to do another giveaway. We're going to do another giveaway while they get ready. We have some performances also. Are you ready? Are you ready now? Now, giveaway as usual. First correct answer in my DM. First correct answer in my DM. Now, before you send any answer, think. Before you send any answer. Before you send any answer, think. Are you ready? My Instagram, dpreciousIbeh, IBEH, dpreciousIbeh. First correct answer wins.
Some people are fighting that you've not accepted their invite.
No. Yeah, everything is there. I'm not accepting it. I'll just check the first one to come in. So it will be arranged at the same time. I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it. You can't send another message. You can't send another message. Wait. Okay. You know what? If you are using X, is it X or Twitter? If you are using X, say yeah. If you are using X, say yeah. The same username on X, let's go. X, you can enter, you don't need anything. Same username on X, let's go. And the question goes thus. It's not hard to find now. dpreciousIbeh on X or Twitter. First correct answer wins. You can gotta use
update it.
Make I not sweat too much for this place. Optimus, give me music.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody
DJ, what happened again? It did not go again. You are not. Why do you not verify? Oh yeah, let's do it this way. Oyinda, drop your IG. Now you have not DM'd her before, so it will enter. Oyinda, what's your IG?
At Simply Honeyda.
Wait. You spell it. You will calm down. You will calm down and spell it.
S-I-M.
One by one, they are adults. On Instagram, they are adults. You spell it small.
S.
On Instagram.
Yes.
You check the spelling so you will not spell rubbish.
It is my username.
DJ.
Honeyda. Simply Honeyda all together.
Have you seen it?
Simply Honeyda all together.
The first correct answer, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready? And the question goes thus. Are you ready? Who okay. I'm sure everybody watched yesterday's match. And Nigeria won. Nigeria won yesterday, yes or yes? Now the question is simple. Who is Nigeria facing in the finals? DJ, music.
What is this magic? I need that magic.
Where's the feeling? Go come online. And it's Coca-Cola diet. He's a go. Sit down. What is a go? There's a go. He's a go. Super Eagles. Want you to go? We can love you. John love you. Yeah, man love you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be calling for the rebuttal round, 1 minute only from the Faculty of Technology. Put your hands together for the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Barnabas.
You see, my opponent started this speech with a fundamental fallacy while trying to define modern media by differentiating modern from media. You see, modern media is a compound word. The same way you can't define stand culture by separating stand from culture, or defining ice cream by separating ice from cream. It is a term that has to stay as a term. And so when they did that, it shows they didn't even understand what this topic was saying. Then they moved to show that application is not the problem. Application is the problem, not the media itself. But it shows that they missed the point of this debate, because this debate is talking about the impact of modern media. And to determine the impact of modern media, you have to see how it was applied. So they were very passionate, but they were passionately missing the point. Then they came to say that they were here basically listing all the advantages of modern media. But you see, we are here to weigh the good versus the harm and see which one is greater. So you see, modern media gave us political awareness, but it took away national unity. It gave us increased participation, but it made us lazy to seek actual change. It even stole our privacy data and sold it to the corrupt politicians that we are fighting against. If my opponents still don't get this, then maybe they need to visit a clinic or a pharmacy so that we can get some lenses to make this farmer see.
Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o, agbẹjọ́rò mi ẹ mà ṣeun o, bó jẹ́ èèyàn ló ń dúró ni wọ́n á ti máa sọ̀rọ̀, bó jẹ́ èèyàn ló ń dúró ni wọ́n á ti sá lọ, bó jẹ́ èèyàn ló ń dúró ni wọ́n á ti máa ṣèrè fún. Onídúró mi ẹ ṣeun o.
God bless you, Minister Optimist. God bless you. Thank you so much. We just listened to one of our very dear brothers, Pastor Michael Barnabas. Bless you, sir. Bless you, sir. Now we'll be listening to a the very final speaker for this evening. Put your hands together as I welcome this rebuttal round speaker from the Faculty of Agriculture. Put your hands together for none other than Akintunde Uwaloge Esther.
Judges, my opponents have come with emotions, saying that we define modern media wrongly. But they wrongly miss the point of the debate by saying today's debate is not about modern media, but the impact. The first speaker downplayed the effect of NSAS protests by a 2023 Al Jazeera article by Iora Festus, which showed that young Nigerians have long relied on social media to get information and gauge public opinion. During the NSAS demonstration, social media played a vital role in getting young people on the streets to protest. And so we say thank you to modern media through the NSAS for encouraging citizen participation. My opponents also said that modern media promoted ethnic conflict, but they need to be reminded that the Biafra war and the Yoruba-Hausa war happened without the influence of modern media. So you see, it's not about speaking fast, it is about speaking facts. And to our tech bros, if you are still having self-esteem issues, come to the Faculty of Agriculture, where we are proud of our profession.
Can you please put your hands together from the speakers from Faculty of Technology and speakers from Faculty of Agriculture? Please put your hands together for them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado and without wasting much of our time, while the results are being compiled by our amiable judges and team of chartered accountants, we will be taking performances. We'll be taking performances while this is being compiled. We'll be taking performances while this is being compiled.
The remix with your busy body, your beat, everybody, that's the way I see this. This is the remix. This is the remix.
This is the remix. Now we have two performances for the evening. Jawwar, where are you? Are you here? Lex J, are you here? DJ, do you have it? Jerubal and Lex J. Do you have it for me?
Are they here?
Where is Jerubal?
Jerubal, where are you?
Jerubal, is that you?
Oh, wow.
Jerubal, are you ready? Make some noise for the one and only Jawwar.
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Yeah, so my name is Jawwar. I'll be delivering a spoken word piece. The title is Door of Rose. Down, down, down. The bell sounds as long as the time draws near and near. Shelene werere, footstep after footstep. Legs found their way to the battlefield. Mouth whispering to mouth. Blood that has time past flown by the waves of world-edged sword. What more is there to come? Another slaughter by words smith. Well, maybe hairs have heard or eyes have seen, but today's stage is a different war scene. Today, we have not just come to behold, we have come to prove the glory of the peace that we hold, making hairs tingle and making twisted tongue straight. The clouds are gathering, words are about to fall like bullets. Well, stray or sprayed, everyone shall have a thought of this bloody bullet. Judges republic, let the best man win. Speakers, speak up, and let him who is found wanting shut up. Thank you.
Valentine is coming. When it's your girlfriend, who stay here. And now you're lonely. Valentine is coming. Master, when it's your girlfriend, you fly on the end. Or you stay at home, my baby.
A round of applause for him, please. The second performing artist is Lex James. Lex James, where are you? A round of applause as he comes up.
DJ, hold it. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lex J, Lakesjay, and I'm here to perform a new song. I know every one of us, we are trying to make meaning of our lives and our existence. And I'm here to tell you that after all here has been written, said and done, they will remember you. Say they will remember me. The song is titled Remember. Enjoy. DJ. Listen, sing.
You go remember my name when I come out this place. You go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my melody. You go remember my name when I come out this place. Sing, you go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my symphony. Listen, you go be like L-O-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? Listen, you go shout my name. Sing, you go be like L-O-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? Come on, you go shout. Listen, ain't nobody got me more than I got me. Shooting for the stars, open from baby. This way I'm from Spain, have some dream. So if you got one road, you better keep. Been through a lot of some deep bruises. Scars on my heart and some deep bruises. But I've learned all my lessons and I've fixed my peace. Cause in the end all I want is peace. See, I believe in my dream and it was timing. I sacrifice my sleep to become something. Cause I grew from the stars, so they have to again. Wanna be a star, become that. Say, come on! You go remember my name when I come out this place. Come on! You go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my melody. You go remember my name when I come out this place. Listen, you go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my symphony. And we go say, you go be like L-A-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? Are you ready now? You go shout. Listen, you are ready? Come on. You go be like L-A-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? You
you go. Ready, come on up.
Story of my life, I've been in many places, too many things, but I've seen many cases. She took up the point, I break many pages, I talk about our paper,
new faces,
charge to my God.
I know it's been a minute.
I know I've been away, I ain't proud to admit it. Cause it's worth the time, but you never give me limits. I just focus on the dreams, cause I'm losing all my vision. It's taking all my time, but I know I'll be fine. It's all about the side, you will be alright. Keep your eyes so that you can see the light, I'll be eating in the dark, cause you know I'm gonna shine. Whatever you do, you better start tall. Just keep your head out and I tell you never fall. Whenever you down, if you waiting for a call, better be perfect time. In the end, you gotta fall.
Go remember my name.
Let's go.
When I come on this place, you go down to my tune, to my rhythm and my melody. You go remember my name. When I come on this place, you go down to my tune, to my rhythm and my symphony. Listen, say you go be like why you go shout my name? Come on, you go shout my name. Listen, say you go be like why you go shout my name? You go. DJ, can we have it on beat? Can we have it on beat? Can we have it on beat? Listen, you go remember my name when I come on this place. You go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my melody. Remember my name when I come on this place. You go dance to my tune, to my rhythm and my symphony. Let's go say, you go be like L-A-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? For me you go. Can we take it? Let's go. Say you go be like L-A-K-E-S-J. Why you go shout my name? For real you go shout my. Thank you so much for having me. My EP is coming out very soon. Look out for it. Thank you so much.
Let's go, let's go. Now, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take it down. Thank you. Now I want to announce the winner of the giveaway, second giveaway. Then we will announce the result for this evening. Was that the first? Yeah. I did not check what this was. Check the time they sent it Keep going.
Okay. Okay.
They play my fans. Keep going.
Okay.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you especially for your patience.
Wow.
Keep going. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we take, do we have Akinola Fumilayo in the house? Say, well, okay, mo. Seko rera. Abe mu nkan. Abo ba mi de ni. Thank you so much. Put your hands together for the winner. Put your hands together for the winner. Are you here? Are you here? Put your hands together as she comes to our prize. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we'll be calling for the announcement of the result. But before the announcement of the result, we'll be calling one of our own from the judges, Mr. Victor Jonathan, to take comment. Put your hands together for him.
Everyone, good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like you to put your hands together for yourself for staying this long. I know we have to go home. God help me to be fast, but I really appreciate the fact that some of you are still here. Also, let's put our hands together for the DJ. He's good. All right, so usually this segment is majorly for the speakers or the people interested in public speaking. So I'll be directing it to them, but I hope you catch something. I hope you understand that while some of them could have affected our judgment, some of them are just passing remarks, okay? So it's not everything that affects the judge. If you remember what the chief judge said, the criteria that was listed, not everything they talked about were in the criteria. Do you understand what I'm saying? So there are some things that they will do that is not part of the judgment, okay? All right, so let's quickly start. For the first speaker of Faculty of Arts, MC. Oh yeah. MC, all right, okay, let's come back here. For the first speaker of Faculty of Arts, can you wave? Am I first? All right, okay, thank you very much. Your introduction was too short. I think you began with audience, right? Your speech size. So something that was really observed in today's competition is that the first speakers were starting their speeches like second speakers, and the second speakers were starting their speeches like first speakers. And that's not, you have 5 minutes. You know, give us a drum roll, give us something to look forward to. And I think your second speaker was like that too. Had a better foundation introduction, which is wasted in 3 minutes because your introduction will be like 30 seconds. And you now have a lot to say. Do you get? I don't think any first speaker should ever start with audience. There are too many methods of introduction, creative methods that can be used. It did not affect your, I don't know if you're understanding the concept now. It's not part of the judgment. It's just, you just said audience. So immediately the judges had to be activated. Whereas there's a way to bring the crowd into your speech. And you have enough time. All right, let's quickly move. Yeah, I said you were the first speaker. Nice logic, strict yet very valid. There was something you said like that was really good. Beautiful logic. Emphasis more on logic than facts. And you used a lot of scenarios, or you used 2 scenarios to drive your point. But your logical statements were on point, but they were not as much as your facts. And facts, content and facts is 30 marks. All right. So, thank you very much. All right. Okay. All right. The witness structure, I think you said something about 3 weaknesses, or there are 3 weaknesses. And that structure was really good, but it lacked energy. You did not use the strength of the structure. All right. So your gesticulation was beautiful. I wrote that about your gesticulation. Now the second speaker, the first thing. Sorry? Okay. All right. Guys, I'm so sorry. What? There was soon. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. I understand now. Don't beat me now. All right. Okay. All right. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go straight. I'm not going to call their names. Is that fine? I'm sorry. Thank you. All right. So generally speaking, like I said earlier, the first speakers were speaking like second speakers. Now there was this altar of banter that is, I don't know what my other judge would have come here to talk about it, because they were insulting people. And it's better is, wait, I'm coming. You are not wrong. My beautiful audience, you are not wrong. See, audience, you have to understand that I was in this stage for 7 years. So I know what Jawwar is, okay? So the issue is this. Banter is sweeter when your opponent will do the same. But if your opponents don't do any bantering, thank you. So that's why I'm coming. All right. So that's why it's important. It's very important to do 2 things when you want to banter. The first thing you should do is, if you know your bantering will be strong, then say it with a smile so that it doesn't hurt. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you know your bantering is strong. Secondly, don't make your bantering a part of the pattern. Do you understand? Speakers, do you understand what I'm saying? So that means even if you want to say, God punish my opponent, if you say it with a smile, it looks like a joke. But if you say, God punish, do you understand? So, and that was what was going on, okay? All right. So please, I'm almost done. Like I said, that part did not affect the speech, okay? The banter did not affect the speech, provided the speakers had content, fact, and the other criteria. All right? Okay. All right. I know we all want to leave here, okay? But these things are important to the speakers, and it's the only way they will know if they get it right or they don't get it right. Okay? All right. Thank you. All right. So to make a quick talk of it, there was also a problem with structure. What I mean is this: people were so desperate. I think there were just one or two people that didn't use structure, and their speeches were still on point. People were so desperate to use structures, and I observed it in especially the last speaker, one of the last competitions. The person was trying to use a structure, Greek, and that structure in idea, beautiful. But when he got to one part, okay, put your hands together for him for that. But when he got to one part of the structure where he had to use RI, he changed it so you see, structures are designed to make your speech go seamlessly. When there is a hiccup, do you understand? Okay? Now, that is not the worst example, but because people want to kill me, I just gave that one. Okay? So don't think I singled it out. That's just the most recent. All right? And then for one of the faculties, their delivery was so awesome. Their delivery was on point. I think as a group, they were the best team. That's faculty of our group. Put your hands together for them. Wait, don't be angry. Wait, sorry. So delivery is 20 marks. Content is 30 marks. Their content and some of their, other things were not as good as their delivery. Okay? All right? What do you say? It's the truth. Okay, see. All right, I'm just stating it. And like I said, it's for the speakers. So yes, their delivery was on point, but their content and some of their things were lacking. So you will see it in the judge's decision because it may be very tight, okay? A lot of the competition, we have to rely on rebuttals. A lot of the competitions. That's how good these speakers were. Put your hands together for the speakers. A lot of the competition has to rely on rebuttals. All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You will not use your own to spoil my own. Let me be.
Put your hands together for Mr. Victor Jonathan. Now, DJ, take it down. Every Jawwar, after Jawwar finishes, and you guys are going to your hostel, we're always hearing, it's us that win, it's us that win, it's us. Now they are explaining reasons and how judgings are being done. We are not listening. So when the results come out, no argument. Now, do you have the results? Do you have the results?
so much. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'll be calling up one of our judges to join us on stage as we announce the results. Tomorrow, Jawwar continues with the hall categories, the quarterfinals for the halls. So if your hall is still in Jawwar, tomorrow we'll be expecting you here. Even if your hall has gone home, still come and support your speakers and enjoy quality debates, ladies and gentlemen. My judges, how are we?
ọmọdé tó mọ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ mo ń bá àgbà jẹun bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rí mi nígbò bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wọ́n kí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ká sí mi ẹ̀pìn mi láàbì ebú fọ̀nà Chicken from any pressure. Very patient.
Everybody seems to think they will be good together. Everybody done the thoughts they need to be around. But they don't even know if I'm just gonna go. I don't even know if I take your breath away. You don't even know my love dreams. Maybe it is all just chemistry, but I know I'm trying to make it really do like you. Maybe me and you, we can try to do this ourselves. Maybe there's something there. I know there's something. And I know you.
Let's go. Take it up. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much. Now, to announce the result, join me as I call one of the members of the judge, a very prominent public speaker in his own right, the one and only Onele Peter Cole. Let's go.
Hello, everybody for you. I did just shake hello. What is up on hello?
I get below. Let's say I go to hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so straight up to the results. Straight up to the results. Because that's what we're all waiting for, right? All right, so I need your rapt attention. To start off the results, I will start by announcing the best rebuttal speaker for the day. This is very important because, like was mentioned by the speaker, the judge before me, some debates were decided by the rebuttal round, and that's very vital, right? We had very close debates. So the nominees for the best rebuttal speaker for today are as follows. Nominees for the best rebuttal speaker for today are as follows. Best rebuttal.
Okay,
Alright, so the nominees are as follows. First speaker from the Faculty of Arts for the rebuttal round. Points for the rebuttal round. Another nominee is the first speaker from the Faculty of Law. Also, the third nominee for the rebuttal round is the first speaker from the Faculty of Technology. And, ladies and gentlemen, the winner for the best rebuttal speaker of today goes to Faculty of Technology first speaker. Alright. Thank you so much. Please, rapt attention, please. Rapt attention. Alright, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, straight to the Best Speaker Award for the day. The Best Speaker Award for the day, right? Here are the nominees. Here are your nominees for the Best Speaker Award. First nominee for the Best Speaker Award, the first speaker from the Faculty of Science. Next, the second nominee for the Best Speaker Award is the Best Speaker from the Faculty of Law. And the final nominee and the winner of the Best Speaker Award for the Jawwar Faculty quarter-final round goes to Best Speaker, Faculty of Social Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Here, please step forward. A round of applause. Where's it deserved? How not? Alright, straight to the results. Rapt attention, right? Let's go. Are you ready for the results? Energy. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, now to the results. Say. So people will not sleep this night. You will not sleep. For this place. Now we get out, now we play here. You forget. You just forget. Something will shock you this evening. You will be shocked this evening. You don't worry. Are we ready? This is intense. Blood pressure is off the roof. Nigeria versus South Africa. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, straight to the final result of the day, right? Please welcome the chief judge to take the announcements. Come on, what you post in your room? Hello?
Relax. Blood pressure.
All right, for the first match between Faculty of Arts and the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, We had Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences had 64.08, while the Faculty of Arts had 81.9.
And the winner is Faculty of Arts. Are you ready for this place? The second match between the Faculty of Dentistry and Social Sciences. The Faculty of Social Sciences had 85.41 and the Faculty of Dentistry had 80.7. Go back. And winner is Faculty of Social Sciences. It's okay. The match between the Faculties of Sciences and the Faculty of Law. The Faculty of Sciences had 80.50. Are you ready? The Faculty of Science had 80.50. And the Faculty of Law had 83. And the winner is. Go back. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the final result of the evening. Are you ready? Are we talking to drink it quiet? Because there's a level of something we need to.
This is Insight Radio, and my name is Shofu Babalola, and you are now listening to your number one online radio station. The light you need on Insight Radio.